So, hello, Internet. Welcome to Princess of the Apocalypse, number 23. We got a couple of things to discuss before we jump into the game. I have some things that I want to throw out there in case you missed it that's on our YouTube, but then some fun stuff to play with the cast, and then some fun things to reveal, and then we'll get to the game. Promise I won't make it that long. One, for those of you who are not in the know or don't have a local friendly local game store, this book is out right here, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. This book exists, and the reason I want to bring this up is one, I did a video on all of the new things, so spoiler alert, it just covers new things like magic items and other mundane items and characters and things. A lot of really cool legendary Sword Coast NPCs statted out in this book, if you're a fan of that. But more importantly, more than half of this cast is doing a super cool thing that's called Podcasts of Waterdeep, and they're involved in things with this book, and I will let one of the three of them talk about it because they know more about it than I do. So I'm going to say Chelsea or Bucky or Brittany, and I'll switch all the cameras around so they're in the right place.
Who wants to talk about this?
You go for it.
I mean,
your episode came out today, Chelsea. So.
It did. So my episode just dropped like a few hours ago. We kicked it off, which North by Northwest did, which is cool. So basically, It is a cool collaboration between some really cool people and podcast where we come together and we play through the module. But each episode includes a different cast of a pod and one, if not two, guests from Wizards of the Coast. So yeah, it's kind of this crazy collaboration with everybody, and then we kind of play through the new content as you listen through 10 episodes. Okay?
10 episodes that tell one fluent story.
There you go. Yeah, much clearer stated.
So for a little backstory on it, my best friend Josh and the DM of our podcast, along with Victoria from the Broadswords, came up with this together. Josh ended up coming up with the idea for the Podcast of Annihilation, the first podcast of event that we did. And then Victoria ended up doing the Podcast of Foes, which was the second one. So the both of them wanted to work together on this one. And with the help of Greg Tito, got together and planned out this one fluid story that's going to take place over all 10 days. It's going to be one episode a day, 12, a bunch of different podcasts, some number of podcasts that I can't even name. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Today was the North by Northwest one. I'm not sure what tomorrow's episode will be, but you should listen to all of them because they're all great and have some amazing, fantastic people in them.
True story.
Yeah.
Like this other lady down here.
Like that one over there.
It was super fun. It was super, super fun.
Yeah.
Now, who was your guest today since your episode? I know, but tell the internet.
Oh, it was Satine Phoenix.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. And that one DM, is that his handle? That one DM, I believe. Oh, I have to go look it up because I'm going to get it wrong. Because I got it wrong once and then I had to delete the tweet and do it again, so I know I'm going to get it wrong. That's how I know. But yeah, really, like, they were just great. Like, we tuned in. We did the whole Zoom thing, which is crazy because our podcast is all IRL. Like, we do it around the table. So, yeah, it was definitely an exciting night, to say the least.
Very cool stuff. So that book is out. So go ahead and either pick that up if you're at your friendly local game store or check out Podcast of Foes. 2 is this book is also out. The Creature Codex by Kobold Press. For those of you who don't know or remember the Tome of Beasts, this also goes by another name, and they sent fun stickers that came along with it, and that is the Tome of Beasts 2, Electric Beast Aloo. That is what this is. So this is a continuation, Kobold Press. So a lot of stuff is set in their Midgard campaign setting, but it is all 5th edition and usable in 5th edition. So I would recommend, the books don't all look like this. I sprung a little extra to get the collector's edition leather-bound copy, but there is just a regular old version. The cool thing about this is, one, if I can get this to come into focus. Let's see here. Can we get that up close enough to the camera? Probably not.
No.
Nope.
I can't read it.
Wait for it.
Uh,
There it is. Nerd Immersion.
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
okay, I see it.
So we're credited as playtesters. I'm credited as a commission monster person here. And I made a monster that apparently social media loved, and I thought they would think it was dumb. But it's this guy, right here.
Yeah,
The Swolebald Kobold.
That's fucking.
That's my guy, right there.
Kobold.
I love it.
There's actually a video I put out about that details the history of where that monster came up from. It actually started in a chair in my previous, not the one you were part of, Chelsea and Bucky, the one from before that live stream, that charity live stream. They originated there. So,
cool.
You can see the history of the Swolebold as it exists today. So that is out. Another thing I wanted to let you guys know about, if you're unfamiliar, but I will be doing a video on it, is these things exist too, right? Gale Force 9 did magic item cards, so they're really cool. They have art on one side, and then the description on the other for pretty much everything contained within the Dungeon Master's Guide. They're also doing, so here's quick glance, you can see pretty much everything. My favorite card is the Cloak of Invisibility, which has no art on it.
Cheeky buggers.
But they're also working on monster cards as well. So you can get access quick flip cards for every monster in the monster manual. But be on the lookout for that. Next, I wanted to play a fun game real quick with these guys. We talked about it before, but Davis showed up on time, and we're more happy for that. So, or more on time than he said he was going to be here, and not even here yet originally.
But I arrived, so
You just nailed it.
Good job.
So there's this thing going around social media: 1 like equals 1 answer D&D edition. And there's a couple of questions I'd like to ask you guys before we get going. So let me ask you this one. We'll start with Brittany, because she's the first one I looked at when I said that. If you could learn any one cantrip in real life, what would you choose and why? If anybody knows, they can chime in while she thinks of an answer.
I would need to take some time looking at it, but I don't know. I want to say Eldritch Blast, but like I have a lot of hate in my heart, so I don't think that would be good for me to actually be able to do something like that.
Spare the Dying.
Oh,
is that a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
That is
This guy, the humanitarian,
I wouldn't want that responsibility. I would
people.
totally not
But
want
like, I don't know CPR well enough. I'm like, CPR,
But you could stop someone from dying.
I can
Fair.
just, like, someone's
Fair.
dying in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nope, you're just asleep. Like
Wow.
that.
Look at that. All right. Davis, the
I don't know.
humanitarian.
I think prestidigitation would probably be the most useful for everyday
Yeah.
things, but I don't have like an encyclopedic knowledge of all the cantrips. I'm sure there's one that I'd be like, oh fuck yeah, that one right there, but I can't think of it. I'm sorry.
I feel like Mage Hand would be cool too.
That's what I was
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
gonna say. Mage
What
hand.
about
Mage Hand.
Telekinesis.
what's the one that the rogue gets, like Legerdmain, however the fuck you pronounce that?
That's
That's just mage hand with their ability.
invisibility.
Yeah, I want that one.
So yeah, I was prestidigitation. I feel like it's too versatile to say no.
Yeah.
Right? Like
It's
but,
just so good for general everything.
and
Yeah.
my only other one I was thinking of, because some of it you get lost in the mechanics, right? But is guidance. So you're just literally better. You're like a little bit better at literally everything you try to do all of the time.
That's pretty good.
Like a degree of 1 to 4 better at everything you attempt to do.
Yeah.
I would love that for work.
So I have to be real.
Yes.
The mean girl in me really wants vicious mockery.
Oh, very nice. All right. Hey.
That's
You know what I mean? Like that moment in life where you're just like, you piece of. I just want to just tear you down. You know,
Psychically,
just
yeah.
like psychically take you down a notch. That would be a pretty sweet one to have.
All right. Following on the tails of that, and this one is the one that gave me a lot of pause, because there's no limit to the spell level. So this is cantrip to 9. So think about
Oh God.
this.
Okay.
If you could choose any one spell and you could cast it once a day, every day, which spell would you pick?
Wish.
Wish.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
everybody's like wish, but You got to
Obviously.
word it carefully, and it has that part of where you can possibly debilitate yourself forever, and you can never cast it again.
That is very true.
That's true.
Yeah, that is pretty heavy. What about Dimension Door? That one's pretty fucking sweet.
Magnificent Mansion.
Here's the
Never pay
so
rent ever
here-
again.
that was on my list. Here's the thing about Dimension Door: you can only do it once a day, so you go 500 feet one direction, you can't come back.
That's fucking fine. I mean,
Well, at first I was like teleport. I'd have no commute, but then I have no way to get home
Right, because you can only do
because
one
I can
way.
only go
It
there
would
one
make-
way.
it would make round trip plane tickets a lot cheaper.
I know
'cause
what
you
I
only
would
need
take.
one way.
What would you take?
I would take True Polymorph.
True polymorph.
You know
is a
what?
good
I was
one.
thinking
Ooh,
polymorph too.
That's
I was.
pretty
Yep. That was on
I
my.
would transform myself into a big old bird and just fly wherever the fuck I want.
I sat there because
mean-
I started doing the math, and I was like, Phantom Steed's got 100-foot fly speed. That's 16 miles per
I don't know.
16 feet per
Let's do it.
second.
Time stop.
Time Stop's really
Time
good.
stop is
Time
good.
stop
That's
would be. That's all.
Or
Zach
True
Morris
Resurrection.
That's what I was saying, and I was sitting there, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be burdened with the capability to bring anyone back to
Back
life
to
who
life.
died
Yeah.
within the
Yeah.
past
That's what I was saying
century.
earlier.
Yeah.
Like,
Ugh.
Oh my
That's-
god, that'd be insane.
Foresight would
lot.
also be a good one if you wanted like a higher level. Foresight might be one. That's
foresight, you're just better at everything you do for 8 hours
Forever.
straight.
Yeah. It's just like today needs to be a good fucking Monday.
I bounce back and forth. Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion have your own house that only people you want can
Yep.
get into. It's completely statted out for
Instant
whatever.
house party.
Instant,
How long
yeah.
does it last?
8 hours?
8 hours.
8-hour house party. In a
8
mansion.
hours. A house mansion that only people you want can get into,
Right.
and it has servants and rearranges itself to be whatever you want it to be inside.
And you don't have to clean up.
And you don't have to clean up because you have servants too.
What if you need to sleep for more than 8 hours?
I think Mordecai's Magnificent Mansion lasts for 24.
It might be
Oh,
24.
That makes
sure it's
more
20.
sense.
Wow.
I'm pretty
Way to
sure
go.
it's 24. I think you might be right. Let's find out right now.
I have it up
Also, Find Familiar
Yep,
is
it's
like
24.
having a chimera from the Golden Compass.
It is 24.
I might do that
24.
one.
I flip flop with everything we've discussed. I went through teleport, dimension doors, like transport via plants. It's the same thing as teleport. Never mind.
Yep.
I was like teleportation circle. I could cast it every day in a space and then make a permanent teleportation circle, but I have to do it every day for a year, and then go to
Right.
another place and do it every day for a year, and then I'm good. But that's 2 years I'm waiting to make this spell useful. So I actually landed on Find Greater Steed as a paladin,
Oh.
so I could have a Pegasus and just fly where I want to go.
That would be my dream as well.
That's pretty awesome.
Let's
But
be
I
real.
can talk to it, right? Like I can communicate with it. If it gets killed, I can bring it back.
That's
Like,
true.
and I could be
Hero's Feast would be a good one.
Hero's Feast is a good. Like, there's a lot of like no poison damage. You're not afraid of anything for 24 hours.
You'd be
So-
the best ghost hunter in the world. You can have your own
Right?
television show on sci-fi.
Yeah, I want to look at go through these and get back to you on that because I think
That's
I
fine.
That's a
Fine.
toughie. And when there's such a
Yeah.
broad range, it's like, oh, you know, like there's some really great like 4th, 5th, 6th level spells, you know, but then of course you get all your really super snazzy stuff.
I only think of like super damaging ones. So
That's what I'm
like,
saying,
I don't
like,
think I
they're-
want.
In the real world, 90% of the spells, like any spell that does damage, is kind of like meh.
Kind
like-
of fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
I don't
I
wanna
can
live
throw
my
this
life.
fireball one time.
It's very situational. If you ever are getting attacked by someone, you go, ha!
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, how does healing work, right? How does this like the heal spell work? Like, does that? How do hit points translate into the real world? I don't
Yeah.
know. And my last one for you guys, we'll save one for the very end of the show. But the last one is, if you could choose and have any feat in the game, which feat would you have?
Oh man.
The
Okay. I
genius
don't.
one where
These
you
are
remember
harder.
everything and
Yeah.
you always know what the time of the day is.
Keen mind. Okay,
I don't know.
I'd probably take Lucky.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another-
Yeah. That,
Being able
that's
to
a
just
pretty
like,
good
nope,
There's so
done
many
fucked
good
that up. Let's
Go.
try that better. Hang on. All right, there we go. I only got 2 more of these a day. Let's hope I don't
Gotta
use
keep
them.
Gotta keep it strong for the day.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Marvel character that's got that completely?
That's Domino.
Domino.
Yeah.
She just
Well, I
has
was
good
also
luck.
like, you could magic initiate and get 2 cantrips and a first level spell,
True.
right?
That's so good.
As a person in the real world, yeah, it's
Oh,
fucking amazing.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be
Ozzy
like-
has Prodigy, which is from Xanathar's. That'd be
Mm.
kind of That'd be kind of cool.
Linguist would be a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
Linguist,
That would
yeah.
also be awesome.
Comprehend language, back to spells, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh God.
Oh, you could be a translator
I
everywhere.
think.
Yeah.
I think the consensus is that spells are hacks. They're life
Basically.
hacks.
Basically, yeah.
Man.
So, I just alert as another one from the chat.
Ooh, that's good.
You know, what was the other? Observant, where you're just better at passively perceiving things.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Or like I don't know how it would translate, but again, like tough. Like
I was gonna say I'd like to take Tavern Brawler.
you're just like way stronger or have
Yeah.
way more health, whatever that means in the real world.
Hell yeah.
I'm harder to kill, I guess. However that works.
You just get a little bit more buff.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think I landed. But like Magic Initiate are lucky because you could be like, I'm gonna take Magic Initiate Wizard and I'm gonna take Prestidigitation and Mage Hand and Find Familiar.
Yeah.
That's me
Yeah.
for the day.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. So now we have a fun thing for the players because they haven't heard this before. And if you guys missed out, which you may have, and the chat may have missed out as well, it's still like fully being rolled out, but we decided, I haven't changed any of the architecture of things yet, but we are going to be removing the donations to grant advantage as it currently stands. And what I mean by that is we're heavily adopting, if you've ever seen any of the acquisitions, the C Team streams or their recent stuff, and understand the process of the way that works. So now you'll be able to donate to give players, we don't know the exact name yet, but we'll just call it charges for lack of a better term. So $5 is 1 charge. Players can get as many charges as you want to give them, and you can burn a charge to get advantage on any roll of your choice.
Oh, okay.
However,
That's tight.
if you save up 10 charges, you can activate your ultimate ability, which every player has their own character's ultimate ability, which I will now go through what they are for all of you.
Oh man.
So, Lilith's ability, and the names I'm still figuring out, but called it Soul of Seraphina, and as a bonus action, you activate your Azamar ability, regardless of if you've already used it today. So this is a bonus action activation, and it may be a second time. It functions like normal, except your fly speed increases to 60 feet, and moving while flying does not provoke any attacks of opportunity. You deal extra damage equal to your level on all attacks and spells you cast that round, not just the first one. And you are completely immune to necrotic and radiant damage while this is active.
Ooh.
It lasts 1 minute.
Oh,
You may now be remembering when I asked you if you wanted self-buff, utility, or damage.
Yep.
That's what this is
forever
about.
ago.
Yeah.
Vanan, you have an ultimate John Guardians.
Okay.
As a bonus action, you call upon the spirits of all Johns past. These spirits swirl around you in a 30-foot radius. This area is considered difficult terrain for enemies. Allies within this radius get a +2 to their AC, an additional 20-foot movement speed, and heal 2d6 HP at the start of their turn. This lasts for 1 minute.
Whoa.
Dude.
Igni, you get Dick Stab.
Yes!
As an action, Igni makes an attack against a creature within range, finding their ultimate weak point. This benefits from sneak attack, is considered an automatic critical hit.
Wow.
This creature is incapacitated for 1d4 rounds after the fact. And Ozzy has the Spectrum Defense. As a bonus action, Ozzy summons the Elemental Spectrum, altering its properties. All allies within a 30-foot radius gain temporary hit points equal to Ozzy's Intelligence modifier plus twice his Wizard level.
Damn.
They also gain resistance to Fire, Cold, Acid, Thunder, Lightning, Force, and Necrotic damage. This lasts for 10 minutes.
So we
Oh,
basically just turned into like the ultimate murder unit.
Yeah.
Well, that is entirely dependent on you, the viewers, and your donations, as well as the players wanting to save them up and not burn them to get advantage on a roll like, well, this is a mind control effect. Make a wisdom saving throw. 11. I'm one away from an ultimate, but I also don't want to be mind controlled, so I'm going to take advantage, and then that gets knocked down by 1. Now, the part that hasn't been fully implemented, because it's being workshopped right now, is there will be something either called a pot, or a cauldron, or a tavern, or a mug, or whatever we're going to call it.
Okay.
And that is for the DM. Each donation fills up that. And when that donation...
Grail?
It could be called... It could be a grail.
Goblet.
Goblet.
The DM goblet.
We'll see what it ends up being called in the end. But basically, that will be set at $100, and that will... Anytime that fills up, the goblet will tip, or whatever the case may be, and something happens. We've already decided that it is split in 4 ways: good, bad, indifferent, and weird. And then there are 30 options on each of those sub-things. So when that happens, I will roll a die, and then something will happen. So each time you guys get a benefit, it slowly ticks up to having me have something happen. Now that could be something good, like a previous enemy or soon-to-be enemy sees the light of reason and joins your party momentarily as an ally, or helps you through the task. Could go the other way. An ally or a current beneficial NPC is annoyed with something that you said and changes sides to the other side. It could just be like, and you're wandering down the street and a cart pulls up and it's a wandering salesman and he's there to sell you various items. Or some other weird stuff. We'll see. So that is still being workshopped. That names are being determined. But that's how that's going to go. So advantage as it stands currently, anybody who has advantage when I fully roll it out, which will be definitely by the next time you guys play, will be current advantages will be converted to charges. And there will also be a way for those of you with a lot of flint bucks. We're thinking something along the lines of like 10,000. I know that's a lot, but there's people out there that are rolling in the hundreds of thousands of flint bucks, that you'll be able to take 10,000 of those and convert them into 1 charge. So if you've been sitting on these for a long time, you can transfer them over so that you're still benefited for being a loyal fan to the channel. It also gives you a reason to play the chat games and make wagers and so on.
Cool.
So now that they have all been unveiled, both my homebrew campaign, the evil campaign, the Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign, and now this campaign, I will be posting the link available. It'll be in the Discord. I may even post it in the chat if you guys want to see what they all are and see how your ultimates stack up with the other. And again, the charges persist over streams. So if you had 3 this stream, next stream you'll have 3, and you go from there. And I'm working on an on-screen overlay with like bars to show so everybody can see where they're at any given point.
Cool.
But anyway, that's a fun little thing that's been in the workshop for about 6 months, and it finally only just saw the light of day. So, fun stuff for everybody. So, now that we're friggin' almost a half an hour into this, who wants to tell everybody what happened last time? Because we were talking at the start, and most people were like, I don't remember
Jesus,
what happened.
we bought some more stuff.
Yeah.
We returned from our shindig chasing a fake hag, right? To pick up our friend who was making armor and suches out of dragon.
You were tanning dragon hide.
I was tanning dragon hide.
That's right. Vanan was tanning, and then we picked him up, and we were like, "Where do we go?" And we're like, "I don't know. Where do you want to go?" And then we're like, "I don't know. Maybe we should go back to Summit Hall and go like gather our bearings." Plus, we were waiting on information from from Ozzy's mom.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I had to like report in on like what
The happenings.
ended up happening. Yeah. So I had to give a situation report, and then we decided to go to Neverwinter because you guys are still trying to lay low from Waterdeep.
Yep.
Right. And
then shopping montage.
yeah. Yeah, and then basically we were like, well, stuff, we can't really do anything till we build up on some supplies, but we can't go back to Waterdeep, so we went to
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter, yeah.
Yep.
And we're like, we'll just shop there for a while, so we shopped.
We learned that Vanan had been there before.
We did learn that. You're right. I was trying to think. What did we get, gang? You know what? If we went shopping, we might as well like have a fashion show.
We got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I got health potions.
We all got health
we're
potions. I
gonna-
remember
We all
that.
got health potions.
I got my spear and
Yeah.
My
Hang on. Let me
sword
pull up.
enchantment.
I feel like we also spent a lot. Let's see.
we did.
Let me
We
pull
spent
up my
a lot of
Excel,
money,
my fantasy Excel document.
but we had a ton of money. So
And you got a gift as well.
We
I
got
don't
a ton of
remember at
stuff.
all. I have
We got
to
a
look.
gift from the Horde of the Dragon Queen game. They sent us a package that we
Correct.
opened and gave us a ton of magic stuff.
They
Oh.
did.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up because I did write that down.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There it is. Okay, let's see.
You have a
This is why I
party
keep this document. Oh,
inventory.
nope, that's not at all what I'm looking for. Ah, aha. Okay, we got some things. Somebody got a spell book with lots of spells.
I did.
I need to get you that. I forgot to remind me.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
We got vials of blood, little orange in color and constantly bubbling.
Which we
Oh.
found out was a potion.
Yeah, we found out
Yeah,
it was a potion
tiny,
of diminution.
tiny potion. Were your words because I wrote them down.
Oh,
Tiny
I did write them all down.
ring beset with that's my ring.
Yep,
That's-
you got to bring with
we
the
dropped it
sapphire.
off to be. Oh, that's right. We went and saw somebody that did some enchanting on all of our gear.
Yes.
Oh
Back
yeah.
there.
We
Um,
dropped it
got
off,
your buddy.
but
The ring. You got a shield, I think, right, Lilith?
right.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm
You got a
sorry.
You got armor.
Nope, she got
No,
the
she had armor. She got a shield that she
Right.
can activate a thing and it protects everybody around her.
yeah,
That's right. I
Yes.
do
Is
remember
that-
that. Force field.
And then
Was
David
it?
got an enchantment on something else, right?
I got two enchantments. One was on my spear. Make it come back to me.
Yes, that's
Oh,
one.
that's right.
Short
Right.
sword. That was just a +1 just to make it magical. But I sold him like 5 long swords with sockets and like another short sword with a socket.
Yeah, we basically sold off a bunch of our gear
Yeah.
to make it happen. We also got some kind of stone of sustenance.
The Ioun Stone of Sustenance. where
Ioun. I was
you
trying
do it, you don't have to eat or drink.
There we
Yeah.
go. See, I keep good notes when it comes
We also
to
got a ring of poison resistance.
Huh?
We got a ring of poison resistance, and we got a sending stone.
I feel like did Vanna take the ring of poison resistance? If not, Igny's just gonna bling out. She loves jewelry.
I don't think anybody took it.
Well, Igny's also wearing that now too.
Okay.
Just
And then Ozzy got a ring too. He got a Colossus ring that lets him turn.
Oh,
into a
that's
big little
right.
soldier.
That's right. That was last time. I
Yeah.
don't remember what the ring or what the shield did. I think it was if allies were within a certain distance from you, they got a +1 to their AC.
I think that was what you said it was.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't have my notes from
I
last
don't.
time.
Well, let's
I
see if
didn't
we
write
can
it
put out
down.
a YouTube video.
Yeah, we can check it out on the previous video, but we'll confirm that. I'm just gonna make sure we write that down for next time.
Yeah, I thought I typed it up, but I'm not seeing it in my notes. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Looking.
I mean, it's really only hurting the party, so it's fine by me.
Oh.
See, wow, that was just loud.
And then the ring you gave me when I activated it, it works for a minute, and I get a 20 AC and resistance to normal damage, right?
Yeah, I think bludgeoning, piercing,
Yeah,
slash.
bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Yes, and it lasts for 1 hour,
Oh, 1 hour. Okay,
and it's a bonus action to activate.
sweet.
But
It's
it
really
is
powerful.
it is considered armor though, so like mage armor wouldn't work,
Right,
but shield would.
sweet.
25 AC.
Listen, man, keep the wizard alive. And you did get. I think I gave you the 6th level spells, and Phantom Steed were the only spells in there. I think I told you.
You gave me the 5th level spells and the 4th level spells because I added
Oh, that's right.
Dimension Door, and I also bought Tidal Wave.
And I gave you that Phantom Steed was in there too.
Oh,
That was a 3rd level.
Yes, you did tell me that was a
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, because that one's a ritual, and you did learn that one, I think, too, because
I did.
you make
Yep,
a
I
nightmare.
took Phantom Steed also.
Yeah, who doesn't want a nightmare at will, basically? All right, so that is, I think, where we pretty much left off. So we'll say that you guys, just for convenience sake, we'll just say that you took a long rest, and that it's the next day. We'll wake up in the morning. Everybody has a reroll of a natural 1. Throw that out there. Chat donated.
Oh,
for
sweet.
that.
Thank you.
Oh, cool.
So, there is that. And I did want... So you guys get up and you're milling about a little bit. And you get your breakfast and kind of go through the motions there. And let's see. Ozzy, you get a message through your sending stone. And I need to see if I can't figure out exactly what it says. Because I have it written down here. I'm going to scroll through my Discord chat because it was very specifically worded. Hang on. I remember gross was a big, in all caps, was part of it. Sorry, guys. You know what? We'll keep going on. What's your guys' plan for today while I find this?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Question.
Well, we're
Okay,
geared up.
so we are geared up. We're still in the
Yeah.
city.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need to take a rest or anything. So can we go get the things we needed to pick up from the enchanter blacksmith person?
Sure.
Because then we leave stuff like we need to pick it up. Okay. What information did we get last time?
Oh yeah, weren't we trying to like do some kind of research, or did you guys decide that we already knew
We
enough?
needed to hit a library. Was that correct? We never made it to a library.
Yeah, we didn't go to a library yet to try and figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
so,
was like essentially like 3 days of downtime or something like that, right?
yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
So, Ozzy, when you guys get up and you're all sitting at breakfast the next day or lunch, whichever, you get a message coming through the sending stone, and in a cute, bubbly voice that you know that is familiar to you, it says, "Hey, that's mine." And then in a guy's voice, you hear in like sort of distant, like, and there's a struggle in the voices, and it says, "I want to ask Igni what she's wearing." And then it goes back to the girl's voice. And she's like, "Gross, you're gross." And then it says, "Oh, wait, is this thing on? Fuck. Sorry to disturb you." And that's the message you get.
It's like a drunk voicemail. Somebody drunk dialed us.
Butt dial.
A butt dial.
And you recognize that the girl's voice is Roswin and the guy's voice is Leo.
Oh, that's so funny.
Ozzy just has a good laugh.
What they so funny?
Oh, nothing.
What they say?
Oh, well, so that was our friends, Roswin and Leo.
Oh,
Yes.
did he say anything about me?
Yes. He did.
What? Well, tell me.
He he wanted to know what you're wearing. Well, he wants to know what you're wearing. Here, you want to talk to him?
No, I don't. It's the mysterious. I have to be,
Aloof.
aloof. The educated one.
Is it on?
I can turn it on if you want, and you could say something. Would you like to say something, Vanan?
No.
Okay.
Well, we have to say something. We cannot. Is it? Did they want something?
I mean,
No. I mean, from the sounds of it, it sounded like Leo was trying to steal it from Roswin, and she wasn't letting him have it. And they accidentally turned it on. We got butt dialed.
maybe just say no problem and let's carry on.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving forward. Then okay.
I'll
So?
respond back. Not a problem. Thank you for all the stuff. Bye. I click it off, and then it ends with, "How do I turn this off?" Click.
Well, nice. Oh man, this is a bad idea, but I love it. I love it so much.
You have to do all this now, Ted.
I know I have to manage, like, how many days have passed, how many sending messages, because I actually have like a list of like this, and then if Leo successfully steals it from Roswin, this is what the message that goes through. So we'll see what happens.
Oh man.
But the problem is Ozzy's got the stone, so it doesn't matter what Leo says, it only is going to Ozzy.
Ooh. You ready for that?
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely.
You're gonna learn a lot.
I hope Celeste is ready for that.
Oh God.
So
That's a lot of responsibility.
You're gonna get a crash course in things that you probably didn't get to learn in that one night stand.
Ozzy's gonna wake up one day coached by Leo, and he's just gonna look completely different. Like his hair is like swapped differently.
I feel like there's gonna be some kind of like
style.
makeover montage that happened.
Extra pep in your step.
via sending stone.
25 words at a time. Changing lives.
Oh Lord.
All right. So, okay, you guys are able to go, and I believe we already worried about deducting money and things. So you guys go, and you're able to, as time goes by, you're able to go procure all of your items that you commissioned from the enchanter here in Neverwinter.
Did my ring do again? Oh, he didn't tell me. I just asked him to make something. You said
You wanted the stone of luck or something like that.
You wanted a luck stone.
Oh, that's
Stone.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's what you have, a stone of good luck. So it's a plus
Oh, wait.
1.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No.
No.
It's a what?
It
It was an incomplete thought.
One of you speak.
So it
You got a
is-
luck ring. That's tight.
Yeah, so it is a stone of good luck, just beset in a ring rather than like in a weird little cat statue.
Yeah, I don't know why that's practical at all.
And I think that's a +1 to your saving throws and a +1 to all skill checks.
I
Ability.
think it's just saving throws.
No, I
Damn.
think
Oh,
it's
is it both?
Holy
Damn.
shit.
Hell
Yeah.
yes, just +1 across the board. Yes.
Don't argue with the DM.
Oh no,
Right? Especially when you're getting
Give me more
extra shit.
stuff.
Yeah, right. No,
I'll go look it up. That's fine. We can confirm now that you guys are making me second guess myself here.
Don't second guess yourself. I'm sorry, I'm such an honest person. I can't help it, Ted.
No, that's all right. I have a pretty encyclopedic knowledge of this. Yeah, so +1 to ability checks and saving throws. I'll remind you that initiative is an ability check, so that's a +1 to your initiative as well.
Oh. Okay.
As well as things like thieves' tools, and those are also ability checks, so those are at +1 as well. So,
I'm liking what you're putting down, Ted.
I mean, you requested it.
I did, but I can be excited at my own gift to myself.
I know, you proposed to yourself with it and everything.
I did. I did.
You did.
Today's a good day, gang. I got married to myself.
Oh, it is. Oh. I need to bump your little head.
Oh,
Oh,
Like
boink.
really wanting all the attention right now.
cute.
My cat was like that yesterday. It was like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
It's
Les
just-
was like that today. Kids. Ugh. Anyway. I'm sorry.
Children, God.
They all just want to hang out.
They're so clingy.
Ugh, I know. Ugh. Anyway, so you guys are able to procure all of the items that you had requested the various enchantments upon, and now that you are a little more armored and armed and armored, what is the plan? You guys are in Neverwinter currently. You know the location of at least several of these. Well, you know these doors. You know where at least 3 of them, I think, exist. Yeah, you know the one in the monastery, the one under Riverguard Keep, that's down that long water path, down that way. You saw that one,
Mhm.
and you
Correct.
know about the one in what's it called? In beneath the tower where you burnt the whole place down in Scarlet Moon Hall.
Right.
So the only one you don't know about is if there was one over by Feathergale Spire, which if we're all being a little meta and understanding of how this game works, the air one is the one you don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm kind of trying to, with all the discussion last episode, I was trying to figure out is like what our characters understand versus what we understand. Like, for example, our characters understand that these are cultists, and they are definitely, we see the connection with the 4 elements, but we don't really know what, or did we discover that what they're trying to do? That's what your mom sent a thing for, right? Like they're trying to bring back these ancient elementals.
Trying to find the notes I wrote.
Okay, so we asked her about the dwarven history stuff. So wanting to know more because we know that wherever these doors lead are, my understanding at least was that, or Igni understanding that they may potentially be connected in one giant like
Dwarf
temple type thing.
Yeah.
Each at different places. Yeah, we don't really know. That's the thing. We don't know a whole lot about the cultists. We know that they're each trying to kind of like potentially raise their own
Flag.
Elemental. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't know if they're working together, potentially against one another. And we know that there are at least people in the general vicinity who know about them because like this or at least they're trying to frame one another. Those are the words I'm trying to.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure all the cultists are very much against each other. Not entirely sure if they're trying to bring these princes of the apocalypse to the world or if they're trying to harness their power, or we don't know what they're doing yet. We just know that they're somehow involved in this.
Yeah, they're doing something.
Yeah.
They're congregating to do something
happening.
We don't
somewhere to someone.
I would say that going to some kind of like library or somewhere that might have history books or something on these cults that, or I don't know, or cults like them.
What okay, so we know like some of the like bad guys that we could also research that have been brought up was the Mandusa, which I know we have a name for now.
You do have a name, yeah.
I need to flip back and find that in this book though, because I'm not gonna remember. To be really honest with everyone.
We also have we have a name that we were able to get from Feathergale Spire.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember? It was written in we picked up a note that said that they had just detained some people that they were going to take to question. And it was it was either addressed to this person or it was under the orders of this person. It was like,
hang on, let me flip back. I know I have it because I wrote it down. I
think it starts with an E or an L. I feel like there's an E or an L in the name.
In the meantime, everybody can mark. That's the one.
Kalinoff. That's what I was looking for, Kalinoff.
In the meantime, you guys have been donated a Heroes Feast, so you can have 15 extra temporary hit points, and for the next 24 hours in game, you are immune to poison, the frightened condition, and have advantage on wisdom saving throws.
We get to activate that when we want, or did it just like
that just dropped? Boom.
Oh,
that's your breakfast today.
Super full, yeah.
Your breakfast today turns out to be the proprietor of I guess of the taverns just like, hey, you guys look like a bunch of heroes. Here's a feast. Go, and he leaves. I don't know. He's whatever. He gives you this feast. And then you're like, this is great. And then you get the sending stone. You're like, I guess we should go pick up stuff. We're feeling pretty good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's your day. So you've got until, we'll call it 8 a.m. tomorrow for the benefits of said Heroes Feast.
Okay.
Sweet.
So does this place, have a library that we could go to?
Vanan, you would know better than the rest of us. You've been here before. Do you know of any libraries in the area?
Yes, Vanan.
Do I know of any libraries, Ted?
Let me pose a question to you, Davis / Vanan.
Would Vanan care?
Would Vanan know? That's the better question. Vanan, ye old guy who lives in the woods, would that be a thing he would often? Ah, yes. I spent a lot of time with animals in the forest, but you know what else? Libraries, my number 2.
Probably not.
Okay.
We could just ask somebody.
He's digging books now.
He is digging books now. That is true.
He's digging books now, but I'm not sure how much he would have been when he was here.
So I guess the answer is maybe.
Maybe.
We'll
Let's
just
see. You know what? I have an idea.
And Vanan, it's like Vanan's confident, so I'm just like, hey, let's go. I have an idea, and he just walks out the door.
I'll follow
Okay.
after Vanan.
follow.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you guys head out, and you're just gonna. What's the
Follow
plan?
Van.
Oh, Vanan, where are you leading them? Any place specifically?
I'm leading them outside.
Okay, they're
I'm
outside.
stopping and I'm turning to them, and I'm saying, I don't know where the library is.
So I'm gonna walk up and just kind of like nicely shove you.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
I do too. I was gonna go to the Order of the Knights of Samalar Temple and ask one of them and explain that we're kind of on a quest for justice, ridding the land of evil.
I was gonna go to where I got the ring yesterday because it was a bunch of magic people and they would know about a fucking library.
What? I want to look for more historical stuff. Would an arcane library also house like historical?
Well, I was just hoping to have one library that has it all in it, and then we can.
Yeah,
just-
that would be ideal.
it would all
I'm
be organized by some sort of system,
like a
like a Dewey Decimal System.
cataloged, if you will. Yeah. That sounds good. I'm overthinking it. Sorry.
Okay, so where are we going?
I'm gonna go.
The magic ring shop.
Yeah, that place where I got the ring, where I sold them all of the parts and see if they
spell components.
library.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so you go to visit the same location, and you ask about a library, and they tell you that there's not like a huge library because a lot of the books got damaged in the volcanic eruption from not too many years back.
Mm-hmm.
But they will tell you that it's being repaired, and it's been in repair for about the past 2 years. The House of Knowledge is a temple to Agma, god of knowledge. So that would be probably not a bad place to start.
That hits some notes with Ozzy. Ozzy kind of like visibly has a face of as soon as Agma's mentioned.
Well,
What's wrong with Agma?
Well, my sister is a cleric of Agma, so
oh,
That's cool.
that kind of has some backstory to it.
so
Yes, when we at Candlekeep, there's also a temple to Agma. So when me and her were brought there for the first time, I dug my face into books. She became more interested in religion and the god Agma. So
this Agma, do I know things about her? Can I roll for that?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to roll as well to see if I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and make me religion checks, please.
Only a 9, which is not surprising.
Ooh, I got decent. That's an unnatural 20.
Woo-fi.
Yeah, so Agma, he is the god of knowledge of the Forgotten Realms. I mean, what kind of information were you trying to discern, I guess?
I mean, is it a neutral deity, a good deity, like benevolent? No,
Yes,
benevolence?
he's pretty much a neutral deity, right? It's he's known to have, cavorted with good gods. He doesn't really deal much with the way of bad gods or like evil gods. So, I mean, it's the knowledge domain as things would go in 5th edition. But, just a keeper of all things. Let's see, what do we got? The binder, the binder of what is known, Lord of Knowledge, the Wise God, so on. Names that he goes by.
So that sounds like a great place to start.
It's an interesting thing, right? Because you've got Azuth, who's the god of spells and the god of wizards, and you have Danir, who's the god of writing, and you have Gond, who's the god of invention, and then Agma's the god of knowledge. And Agma's sort of, I guess, in the greater scheme of lesser and greater deities, Agma's kind of higher up. And they all sort of, they're not necessarily servants to, but they all sort of corroborate because they have sort of the same portfolio.
Okay.
But this one was heavily damaged in the eruption, so it's been repairing for about the past year or so. It's just so repairs are relatively fresh.
But is it still open while
it is, yeah, because seekers of knowledge, it should be open to provide knowledge to those who seek it. Knowledge is greater than any one person in the temple. So
cool. I will thank them and then head over to where the library is.
Okay. So you do, and you head over to where, like, it's not. I mean, you've seen massive libraries, right? I mean, you've been to Candlekeep, spent regular time there.
I actually have an ability for this because of my background.
That's right. So you are here in this library, and it's meager, right? It's not. I guess it would be like the equivalent of like a small town local library. So what are you attempting to discern?
So I'll, I guess, turn to the party and say, so what are we looking for? What do we want to look up while we're here?
Well, the cultists. So
Elementals.
I'll look up, I want to look up I'll take 2 cults. Somebody else take 2 cults. And then you guys take elementals.
Well, I already researched elementals because I looked them up in the book I had.
Oh, well, then let's look up
the princes and the different types and all that.
The book that has no name.
Yes.
Well, I would like to read about the cultists.
Okay, so you're picking which cultists are you attempting to research?
I'm gonna go with the earth and the air ones because those were the first ones that we encountered.
The Black Earth and the Howling Hatred?
Yes.
Okay, and who else is researching what? Igni's not doing a whole lot of research given she can't read.
Well, I'll read it out loud to Igni so she can maybe help me digest it.
Okay.
I can digest. Yes.
And Bucky.
I guess I'll do the other 2 unless Van wants to do the other 2.
I can do any amount of whatever.
All right. Vanan will look for the other on the other 2 cultists. I'll try and look up, basically find everything for them because I know how everything's categorized and I can try and locate things easier.
Okay. Then those of you doing research can go ahead and make me, I guess, history checks for these 2. So that would be Vanan and Lilith. Make me history checks.
Okay. So the 2, am I doing Ogrimmok and fire?
You're doing fire and water.
You're doing the Crushing Wave and the Eternal Flame.
Okay. Crushing Wave, Eternal Flame. Do I get advantage on this, technically?
Sure.
For favorite enemy?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Why not? I'll give you that. You asked so
Probably
nicely.
not. That wouldn't make much sense.
Okay, then never mind. So let's see what we get.
I still got like an 18.
Okay.
Plus 0. 18.
And Lilith?
I rolled a 10
Okay.
on a history check.
So looking through, there's not a ton beyond what you kind of already know about the cultists, Lilith, on your end. So, and you kind of discuss it all over with Igni. Don't really come to any new conclusions.
Excuse me. Sorry. Choking on water.
I was gonna say, don't die.
Pardon.
It's okay. And then, Vanna, you said you had an 18? And you were doing the Crushing Wave and the Eternal Flame. So, let's see what we can get you about the Crushing Wave. So, you will learn... there's a little bit of... There's not too much, because for being a cult that is so prolific in announcing the fact that they are a cult, There's not that much information on them, surprisingly. But what you do learn is they see all living creatures as nothing more than trapped water that could one day be free to return to the sea or skies in a new form. The seas and deep waters are eager to reclaim the parts of themselves currently held in the blood and body of living creatures, and it is the duty of the Crushing Wave initiates to return non-believers to the primal waters by drowning them or shedding their blood. Wicked sea creatures such as aquatic ghouls and merrows are friendly towards water cultists. Even non-sentient predators such as sharks or octopuses understand the water cultists are allies to be aided or obeyed as masters. They are they're very patient and stoic, not as much so as your earth cultist allies here. They understand the value of outlasting formidable foes and slowly eroding their defenses. Like a flood that seeks the weak point in a levee and then bursts through with ever-growing strength, water cultists are quick to sense an opening and then act to exploit it. They excel as skirmishers and value mobility and opportunism. They spend as much, and in theme, they spend as much time as possible in or around bodies of water. And they prize water-breathing magic and seek it out for no other reason than to spend hours meditating underwater. So that's what you are able to discern for the water cult. For the fire cult, they seek to burn away the corruption of both civilization and nature with volcanic eruptions, forest fires, heat waves, and droughts, creating a wasteland of ash and cinders ruled by fire alone. Eternal Flame cultists believe the world and all its people are wicked and malformed, and they consider it a sacred duty to purify everything around them by reducing their surrounding to smoking cinders. Creatures of elemental fire are likely to take up this reckless philosophy. Even non-intelligent fire monsters sense that the reckless lust for destruction lurking in the hearts of the fire cultists and consider them to be allies.
Did you say eruption? Like volcanic eruption?
I did say the words volcanic eruption exactly. Fire cultists are impetuous, hot-tempered, and violent. Masters of fire and forge take captives to work in their infernal foundries. They see conquest and enslavement of the weak as necessary steps in bringing about the chaos they intend to unleash on the world. Let's see. They were fearless and would rather die fighting among a mob of enemies than retreat a single step. They surround themselves with the largest fires they can create. Favorite tactic involves using magic to open volcanic fissures or vents and channel flows of molten rock. Widespread arson and deliberately set forest fires are acceptable alternatives. They believe that something important and beautiful should be set on fire every day, or else they're just not doing their part.
Oh, I like them.
We can't really talk about that because that is about someone you don't know. Oh, I can tell you this about the water cult too. They detest the flame cult, and the water cult, and the flame cult detests the water cult. Shocker. The water cult finds fire cultists to be hospitable, short-tempered, and unforgivably rash.
So it's the cults that have an issue with one another, not the elementals that they worship themselves.
You only researched cults, so I'm telling you what you know. The water cultists get along with the earth cultists. And the fire cultists share the kind of similar impulses of the air cult, so they kind of consider themselves to be allies.
Okay.
That's what you are able to discern. Well researched, Vanan.
Like sort of. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I mean, should we roll again to see if maybe we find a better book?
No,
Ben is
okay.
just saying this out loud as he's reading it. By the way.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not really absorbing it. He's just like saying it out loud.
Okay, let us stop. Okay. We have 4 cults. Each of them dislikes another, and each of them allies with another. They each have a elemental god. Is that what we call them? What is he? Is he just an elemental?
Yeah, it's like the lead.
Okay, the elemental boss that they worship or whatever cults do. Okay. They all have a door in super scary castle type place to same location.
Potentially, we don't know.
Potentially, but can we make rightful assumption? Okay, hypothetically speaking. Okay. They all lead to the same place. What are they after?
Well, it sounds like they're trying to purge they all have their own view of the world needing to be like.
So is it something
destroyed?
What are these doors? They lead to a place. This place either holds something or has something.
I mean, the only things that I can really think of as far as cultists go and why any cult would exist usually results from wanting some sort of power.
Yeah.
Wanting power or wanting to use
True.
power in some way.
Okay, so they get power.
They lead to some source of power.
Okay, so they get the power. Then they do what Lily says, which is purge away the things they do not like.
Mhm.
So is it a race for this power? Or are all 4 of their elementals locked away in some place?
I think
Well,
we should
if they're-
probably read about the elementals to see if maybe there's a connection.
I mean, if they were locked away in some place, I would assume that it would probably be the elemental planes.
One would hope.
They're trying to make like a portal.
They could potentially be trying to make a portal or
But why
maybe
underground?
communing with these
Oh, and can we just talk about this volcano, yeah? Okay. This whole place, volcano,
Yes.
and then book talk about volcano.
So maybe we shouldn't.
But the volcano
Ozzy,
is here in Neverwinter.
You can make me, Ozzy, either a history or an arcana. I think they're the same for you, so...
They are.
So go ahead and make me one of those.
27.
Okay, so a couple things. Mount Hotenow erupted when the... so, a little Forgotten Realms history lesson here. So, the dwarves of the Silver Marches were in a pretty long war with the Drow. The Drow had cast a spell to make the skies dark in the far north so that they could invade the surface realm. And they were successful in that. The dwarves of the Silver Marches, Citadel Adlar, Citadel Felbar, Mithril Hall, they joined forces together to try and fight back against these Drow. These Drow had massed powerful allies. Two white dragons were ridden by Drow and terrorized the north. The forces of good, through clever negotiations, managed to gain the aid of twin copper dragon sisters and a whole big thing, aid from the Monastery of the Yellow Rose to the southeast to help defeat and push back these Drow. And this was because the dwarves were trying to gain access to their ancestral home of Gauntlgrim. All dwarves, all Delzoon dwarves, not Durgar or Darrow or any of those, hail from this place called Gauntlgrim, a massive underground city, and it had been lost for years, and they figured out where it was, and they were going to reclaim it. So they went to reclaim this dwarven homeland. This is like a holy land for dwarves, to find it was invaded by a noble family of Drow. So it was a back and forth fight to get this back. And they did, but in the initial process of doing this, trapped beneath Gauntlgrim was a vastly powerful fire primordial Megara the Dawn Titan. High level magic. We're talking god rivaling strength. This elemental, and it was the fail-safes that were there were released, and that's what caused Mount Hotenow to explode. This elemental was the fire that provided the forges for Gauntlgrim for years. That's what allowed them to forge magical weapons and things of that nature. So when the fail-safes were released, it exploded, destroyed most of the Sword Coast up in this area around Neverwinter. A successful campaign, led by the companions of the Hall and other legendary people, took back Gauntlgrim, drove out the dwarves, and in doing so, something you would know, Ozzy, they started to rebuild the Host Tower of the Arcane, home of the Arcane Brotherhood in Luskan. This was all done with massive magics and the growing of a living tree from underneath, and they basically, with the growings of this magic tree, weaved pipelines of water elementals underground all around, and that's how they were able to sustain Megara the Dawn Titan back in its home and keep it back under control to once again power Gauntlgrim and be in check, was basically piping water elementals all around it to keep it cool. So that has been done, and the Host Tower of the Arcane is about 3 years in reconstruction. So that's where we are in this world regarding this volcanic eruption. Granted, this is all elemental activity, but I just want to paint the picture as someone who knows the goings-on of magic things, the landscape that we have.
So I explained that whole thing to everybody. And I say, but that has nothing to do with what we're doing here.
Maybe it does. Who knows?
I mean, it could, potentially. We don't know. So, yeah.
Okay. So, dwarves lost their land.
Yes.
Drow took it over. They come back and like, oh no, Drow family, this belongs to us. And they have a thing, I'm sure. Okay, okay. And then it is hard fought. They get their stuff back. Everybody is happy. And then there is Titan.
Yes. Which is a giant elemental.
Right. And to keep him under control, water cultists brought in a bunch more elementals, water, to cool him into submission.
Yes.
Just a point of clarification, not necessarily water cultists.
Okay.
Just water elementals.
Yeah.
So they call upon themselves?
They summoned water elementals.
The wizard.
Who is they?
The wizards that were there summoned water elementals there to cool down
the Titan.
The big Titan.
So are you telling me this Titan still what?
There? Probably, yes.
There are still water elementals that keep it cooled?
Yes, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, you would know that is the general rumor, and they're actually using, 2 of them are up and running at this point. The dwarves are actually further harnessing the power of Megara to create teleportation gates between the dwarven cities from Gauntlgrim to Luskan, and then the plan is from Gauntlgrim to Mithril Hall. So if Gauntlgrim is ever under siege again by Drow or whatever, they can pull the entire army of all of the dwarves of the north in one location in a matter of seconds.
Oh my.
This first question to Ozzy when he explains all of this is this common knowledge, or do you just happen to know this?
It's
like, would many people know about this, or did you read a special book?
It's goings on in the world now, but if you don't have a particularly large interest in the arcane,
I think it's more regional.
Yeah, like there are people living in Luskan that are like, that's a whole bunch of wizards here. That's weird. I'm a drunken pirate in a bar. I don't care about this. So, you know.
But like, her concern is if like that could potentially be a big deal if like the cultists that we're going up against knew about that. They could easily exploit it.
That is true.
I could fuck a lot of shit up.
The north is still, recovering from the explosion of Mount Hotenow. However, the rumors say that Gauntlgrim is now nigh impregnable, whether that's true or not. It might be just dwarven bluster, but
I mean, if this small group of cultists wanted to go fight all of the dwarves in the Northern Army, they can very well try. I highly doubt that they're going to get in there.
Sure, but they do seem to like elementals.
They do.
Okay.
I wouldn't really want to go there and fight all those dwarves.
Oh no.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here and just toss out a real crazy idea. Okay. What if we actually went into door?
Well, that's the plan. We're just
Let's
trying.
do it.
I would say, which one do we start with? Do
Eeny,
we,
meeny, miny, mousy.
do we want to go to?
What's the
I mean,
closest?
the only one we don't know about existing is we never found one at the air cult site.
Found one what?
We never found a door there.
We never found the door at the Feathergale Spire.
We say okay, the air and fire, they are friends, yeah? Okay. I mean, we could go back there, but we risk the chance of not actually finding one and then just being,
I find it hard to believe that
Where's
they
the
would
closest
be
one
missing.
to us right now?
Yeah.
let's see here.
We could just go back to the big door and just go right in.
knock, knock.
Because we might also
I mean, we could
want to
sneak
be
in.
in a little bit of a haste. Because we kind of been chilling out for a few days.
The one we opened was the one by the fire door when we were by.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you had all the pieces at that point.
Yes, that's when we got the last of the pieces. I find it very hard to believe that there wouldn't be a door at Feathergale Spire, considering they're part of this whole thing as well.
I agree with you. Totally.
Did we find a door at the water thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did-
we walked for a while down a tunnel for like a mile.
Oh yeah.
And we
And there
ended
were
up
like
finding
weird zombie creatures that
Yes.
were guarding it. That's right.
And we found the one downstairs at the
Sacred
can't
Stone
remember.
Monastery.
Sacred Stone Monastery. It was one in the basement there.
Yeah, there. I can't remember if you heard from the Aarakocra that were around Feathergale Spire that there was some other, like, the cultists were out and about. Can't remember
I don't think
because you
so.
guys only really checked out the
spire.
spire itself.
Yeah, we checked out the spire and where the Aarakocra were. We didn't really
Yes.
go anywhere else in the valley.
Right.
Yeah.
So from where you currently are in Neverwinter, it's sort of a crapshoot as to which one's the closest, because you have to kind of go down and kind of east to get to the. They're sort of generally clustered together. I guess if you want to be absolutely literal, staying on roads, the closest one would be Feathergale Spire. That's following the roads. Like, as the crow flies, it would probably be Scarlet Moon Hall. But
Okay.
but you guys are, I'm assuming, on foot or with horses.
Well, I've got Gremlin.
That's right. And you guys did get horses when you came to Neverwinter, I think. Or no, you did.
We had
we
horses
didn't.
beforehand.
Yeah.
We had horses somewhere.
I
At
think
some
Summit
point.
Hall gave us horses.
They did the horses the first time. I remember that.
Yes.
Oh, and then
Oh.
we
And then we're like, where are your horses we gave you last time? You guys like,
like we ran into trouble.
Oops.
They got eaten.
So, okay. What is the plan?
So once
Should we just-
we get our things, I say to keep our mind at ease and to make sure that we're not going crazy, we go to Feathergale Spire or we go to the Aarakocra village, check in with them. Maybe they know some information, maybe something's been happening in the valley, and we can locate this last door so we know where all of them are and we could potentially start there.
I think
This
we should go
is-
straight to the spire because that village ended up kind of moving into the spire, didn't they?
Oh, true. They might be there. So yeah,
Yeah.
we can go to the Spire and find them there.
Okay. I like this plan.
Full circle, guys.
Start at the top.
Get you guys go. Okay.
Mm.
So you guys set out from Neverwinter. It is a handful of days ride. Let's try. Haha. We'll see if any random encounters generate for you guys, because I know that they won't. But I'm gonna see. So can I get... God, why did they do this? It's so stupid. Can I get Brittany to roll me a d20, please?
7.
Cool. So a day goes by. No problems. Shocker. You know what? Just for the hell of it, that night, Chelsea, why don't you roll me a d20? Yeah, twice a day for nothing.
Heavy sigh.
A 16.
Cool. Nope. For whatever reason, this game they set the bar at 18. That's the number.
We scared the shit out of all the creatures in that realm with that manticore hunt.
I guess
We did do that.
that must have been it.
Yep.
All right. So
We're
next
traveling for a really long time.
day, Bucky, you ahead and roll me a d20.
A 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll one now. Great. So that night, Vanan, why don't you, while you're done with your trance, roll me a d20.
17. Not
Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, no. All right. And then the last day, Brittany, roll me a d20, please.
17. Oh man.
As you roll up to the spire, Chelsea, roll me a d20.
Oh, I'm good to fuck it up.
Wow, you're really...
18.
Hey!
Something happens.
Something's gonna happen. It's the friendly shopkeeper who gives you things for free, probably. You guys.
Hey!
Let's
with
go.
our luck. Yes.
Oh, fuck, are you kidding me? A caravan consists of a merchant and his or her entourage heading for the nearest settlement. It's a
Hey.
caravan. Look,
It's
a
literally-
merchant who sells things. I can't make this up, internet. I rolled for that. It's just one number on a d20, and I got that one.
Oh, hey guys, want to go do some more shopping?
And they're
I
like,
swear.
"Hail, adventurers! What brings you to this dangerous Somber Hills?"
I don't know what brings you to dangerous Somber Hills.
We're going to
Good
Red
knowledge.
Larch. We hear it's a great place to set up business, and we're gonna sell all of our wares.
Well, you should be careful. There's sinkhole there.
Do you sell pickles?
No, we heard there's a great market for pickles in Red Larch.
It's true, but it is monopolized by one person.
Wait,
Well,
did we like that person?
You
We did.
yeah.
He gave us
Oh,
people.
Who's our buddy?
That's right. Watch out for a murder hole on the way.
Wait, what did they say they sold?
They didn't. He just said they're
Oh,
there to sell their
what
wares.
What do you sell?
And they're like, well, mostly foodstuffs. And they show that they've got, let's see, what time, I don't even remember what time of year it was. That's fine. They've got some apples and they've got some pumpkins, we'll say, and some gourds.
Spices. I'm just kidding.
Yep. They're like, we got this coffee thing, and we put the pumpkin in the coffee, and we steam some foam.
Ooh.
Yep, fuck it. It's a Starbucks cart. They have pumpkin spice lattes. Why not? And it's all run by these like really hipster-looking people. They've got really, so it's like a bunch of hipsters. They
Have
uprooted
great
from
healthcare.
they uprooted from Amphale, where all of the noble families send like their children they don't want to deal with from Waterdeep, who are like too much like, we love you, but like mama and papa have important business things to deal with. You go there. And then the Amphale's run by, it's just basically like a crazy town where everyone's children they send away, they go there. So it's like the shit gig if you're a Waterdeep guard. If you go there, like you don't want that one. So these guys have left and they struck out on business for themselves, and they're gonna sell these new things they invented. They think Red Larch would be a cute little town for the startup for their little hipster coffee
I was gonna
company.
say, is the coffee company named after the coffee company that gave you a bunch of free stuff?
No, it's not, but that would be smart.
Oh yeah, what is it? What's that called?
Initiative Coffee Company.
There you go.
They're like, yeah, we really took initiative on this coffee,
Starting.
and we're like, we should start a company.
Hey,
That sounds like a great idea.
So yeah, they sell pumpkin spice lattes apparently.
Oh, we all. I mean, we all like sign up for one. That's like a great. Well,
They give you like a little bit and like a sample cup to be like, you want to try it?
Oh, I already
Oh,
know what this
absolutely.
is like.
Oh, of course, Lilith. Lilith knows.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll take a large one.
And
The grand.
Yes, the grand.
The grand.
The grand.
They go into like the back of their cart, and you hear like the fiddling, the of the foam, and all of this in the back, and they come out and they hand you your latte.
She's
So
stoked. She tips 2 copper pieces.
Wow, all right, that's not bad considering this is the way it
Our
is. What about
middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like
How
a
much does their coffee cost?
like a
What?
food truck.
How much
we'll say it costs, I don't know, a copper.
A copper each? I will give them a gold,
Wow.
and I will get everybody a cup of coffee.
Wow, there you go.
Aw.
Oh,
Thank
Iggy loves coffee.
I will give them 5 gold and stock up.
Okay.
Oh, you buy some beans? Do you buy one of the little
bags in
French
the bag of
presses
holding.
that you can put in your
Yeah,
pack?
no, I buy like the travel mug and
Yeah.
the French press and
I
the-
would love.
You just take my bag of holding and you're like, fill it up.
So yeah, it's got.
and then I'm just like, how much ground coffee do you currently have on your phone?
And they're like, well, we have a bunch, but we're trying to open a business.
Vanan, we don't need all of the coffee.
Okay.
I mean, just some rations of coffee. That's
As much as you're willing to sell, I will purchase.
So they also did have cute travel mugs that have this strange symbol that sort of looks like this on the side with their name.
Oh, are they cultists too?
You don't know.
It's probably
The cultists
just
of the. Oh,
it's like those geometric things, those geometric shapes that are like super minimalistic. It's
what
like
is it
super
geometric?
that thing that is on their logo. It's very trendy right now. You just
Oh, so
everybody's
trendy. In
putting
fact,
it
I
on.
should get it tattooed
Yeah.
on myself.
Yes. Some people get tattoos of that.
So
Mine's on my leg. I don't want to lift that up for the camera.
they have several travel mugs, right? For keeping this warm and then also on the go. Funny enough, yeah, they thought it would be cute to sell like, little basically French presses, so that you can, it's a little more of a premium there, and like you have to, especially if you're going to be in a small town, you got to come by them to buy the coffee because they're the only ones who have it, because they're the rich kids who have the money to buy coffee.
That
Oh,
seems
yeah.
like a scam.
That's called what is that called? Like when you there's like an economics term for it. And it doesn't matter.
When you monopolize the market.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yes, they are in fact doing that, and then they're making money off everybody. It's not very nice.
No, but
This
hey,
is corrupt coffee.
What?
they
What
do this
colors
kind
do
of
they
shit all
have?
the time. You just have to like pick your battles.
It's true.
We gotta pick our battles. It's like, I mean, we could
We could
kill,
We could,
kill
in
everybody.
I
we
personally
stab
feel that,
them
like,
all to death.
I personally feel that elemental cultists are a little bit more pressing than corrupt coffee company. So
It's true. This is true. Everybody have their coffee. KK.
But we'll keep an eye on it in case they start like,
It's
gotta get their beans from somebody and they might start fucking other people's lives up. So
that's true. That is
Well,
true.
So Vanan had a very important question.
Yeah, no. So while you guys are talking, I go and I find a blue one
Yep.
for Ozzy because wizards are blue, and a green one for me, and then a black one for Igni because it matches all of her cloaks,
And her heart.
and a white one for Lilith because it matches her hair.
Okay,
Aw.
so you guys each have
Oh,
your
we are
own.
so yin and yang.
You have your own travel mugs now. Take that.
Aw,
Vanan
that was
purchase.
very sweet of
So
Vanan.
nice.
Thank you,
We're
Vanan.
all
Well,
super stoked, like sipping out of our like.
We are once again shopping. This is D&D shopping network.
I pull out a scarf and like wrap it around my neck.
We should make a show of this. That's what
I was gonna
Fine, fine,
say
fine.
Nerd.
we should make like we'll have to talk after this, but this
The
could be
whole
like
shopping network. D&D.
this could be a
D&D
really
shopping network.
fun thing to do. Like maybe not as like an
For
ongoing
only
stream,
9 gold pieces, you
But-
too. And
but
have
we
yourself a travel mug.
but we could definitely do this in like a short video series, like occasional videos. We could run them on breaks and stuff, and it'll also be a good way to like promote each other's stuff, like brought to you by, and then list everything at the bottom.
That'd be
You
really
know,
nice.
I feel like, and I don't want to earmark her for this, but I feel like, I mean, we can all do this, but I definitely feel like Chelsea could be a pretty good home shopping, like a QVC
Oh, yeah.
host. Right?
The real question is, what kind of host do you want? Do you want your like peppy perky, or do you want Igni to sell your product?
I mean, I kind of want both. I want Igni to sell me products, but I
really
also
want
want
Igni to do
Chelsea to
something.
just be like, you know, here we have item number Q or DND 509.
Right, yeah. Oh god. Look up the
spend
banner.
$10 you can spend 10 gold on this, or
Yes.
I can dick stab you. Your
Yeah.
choice.
Fun things to
We're
come.
playing
folks.
D&D here on this channel tonight. Prince of the Apocalypse.
That's a thing we do sometimes. Like, arguably about 55% of the time.
We're all
on the
coffeeed
show.
up.
And you guys go, and it smells wonderful as they leave. You just this wafting air of cinnamon and this spice, and things feel like for that little moment while that coffee is there. There's not like things feel pretty good, right? That little pumpkin spice. You're like, man, my life is a crazy roller coaster ride, but right now while I'm drinking this cup of coffee, things are good. And then you get to the bottom of the coffee and you're like, fuck, cultists. All right, and then you arrive at Feathergale Spire.
Okay,
Right,
so
right
I
here.
am hyped now. Caffeine in blood. Let's go.
Okay.
Cultist, yeah.
Go
Well,
up to the
they're
front
not
door.
here. We've got our bird friends.
Well, let's
and-
go see how things have been since
Let's
we've
go
Yeah,
see
let's
how
check
things
in
are.
with them.
Oh, bird friend.
We'll walk up to the front door and knock on it.
Yeah.
You knock on the door and you see there are things circling overhead, which you would guess would likely be Aarakocra, as they seem to be too big for like your average birds. And actually, some of them will fly like circle down around the outside of the spire and kind of land near you all. And you recognize it as one of your friends who you met, kind of one of the leaders, whose name is totally escaping me now because I think that's in another notebook. But one of the leader of the Aarakocra, who you met with before, kind of filled you in on all the information. And it's basically like, you know, hail, what ho, adventurers, what brings you back to Feathergale Spire?
Oh, well, salutations.
Hello, friend. We were in the neighborhood. Wanted to see how things were going here. We also did a little work and found that there were other cultists in the area as well.
Did a little work.
It's okay. We there you go. We dealt with that.
But we wanted to potentially ask and see if there was anything interesting in the valley that you noticed. Any other sightings of cultists in the area? Any news?
Dwarves.
We're also looking for a door.
Did you happen to find a door? I wasn't going to say that out loud, but sure. Door.
All right, yeah, they basically will tell you, you know, it was Trotta was the name of the Aarakocra. I found it.
Brother.
I wouldn't know.
The leader. And they said, and they will tell you basically, you know, things have been relatively quiet here in the valley here. This is known as the Sighing Valley, by the way. Things around, no one's come to bother the spire since. But they will tell you that they have, you know, on their regular patrols throughout the area, they did find kind of in like a switchback canyon, there is like usually things that they would never really deal with because they're usually up in the air, but like down in this kind of, so it looks just like a crack in the side of the wall of the canyon, and it kind of goes in and it bends around, so it's well hidden from you know, just normal exterior sight. There is indeed a door,
Aha!
some sort of strange dwarven door.
It's not far from here.
Do you guys want to go?
Yeah.
No, they will tell you it is about a mile or so down. Remember, you got to go down from the spire because it's kind of out on its own ledge. You got to go down into the valley and then over some hills and across basically along the river, and that's the river kind of leads up there. You got to get up, climb up a little ways, and that's where it is. They tell you that they've been dealing with. There's been a lot of gnoll incursions out and about. There's apparently packs of wild gnolls and hyenas that roam through the valley that have kind of supplanted themselves here since the Aarakocra moved to the Spire, freed up their space. The gnolls came in and took over the rest of the area, so they've kind of had a little bit of an ongoing war. They tell you that things are going relatively well for them because they have the advantage of height and can bring arrows down on the gnoll, but if any of them are on the ground and unsuspecting, sometimes bad things can happen. They also tell you that they were a little remiss when they found out that there was a mated pair of griffins that were here, and the gnolls slaughtered them.
Oh.
And destroyed the eggs.
So then I will turn to him.
We're gonna
and say,
dick fab some gnolls.
Oh,
turn to
so
him and say-
hard.
Is there a way that we can potentially get down into the valley, and could you potentially lead us to where this door is?
Yeah, and they will actually say if you want to come up to the top of the spire, you can have, and they chuckle to themselves.
We can get the bird's
eye
eye
view.
Bird jokes.
Yes, I would like that very much.
So you guys, if you are amenable to that, they will lead you up to the top of the tower, a place that you are familiar with from when you had came back after your manticore hunt. And they will basically point you due east from where you are. You can kind of see the general... I think I can maybe show this to you guys. See if this works here. So
I have the picture. We have the picture up in the maps. I was looking at that.
Oh,
too.
you do?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
So you can see that the knife point gully over that way is the door. So basically due east from you, kind of as the crack where the river leads up into, that's where they point to you, and that's where the door is.
Wait, on the map you sent us, you crossed everything out because we didn't know where anything was. So what number is that next to?
V3.
V3.
So, I think.
How do I not see a V3? Oh, up here. Okay. I think you crossed at the V3 also. So the
Top right, you can see that there's that crack in that way.
Cool. I'm going to take out my spyglass. See if I can look around.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll your things to see what you see.
It goes for 5 miles.
Oh, shit. So you get right up in there.
HD vision.
Pretty much. You see that there, you only see it because you happen to be looking. You see it for like a split second. You see movement in there, and you see, you don't actually see the door because the Aarakocra told you it turns.
Yeah.
But you do see, movement of an individual, which you would recognize to be someone higher ranking within the air cult, just due to the nature of the plumage and feathers and things they wear. Basically, just kind of shaking off having gone to take a leak and walking back somewhere out of the way.
All right, I'll take the spyglass back down and I say, well, there's definitely some more cultists over there. So maybe potentially more people that have to be killed.
You did not see anything in the way of armor on this person, seemingly perhaps some sort of martial artist, which is strange because you hadn't seen that in the air cultists before. You'd seen some of their priests that wore armor and had access to spells, and you'd actually, I believe, also seen knights that were wearing full armor with limited spellcasting. This one is seemingly just like... Not for these ones you haven't. You've seen the Sacred Stone monks.
I thought we got attacked by flying monks a couple of times.
We did once.
You did once, you're right.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we got glider suits.
You got the suits from
we got
them.
the
That's
wingwear
right.
from them.
That is correct. Sorry, my mistake. So it's one of the long time ago. I haven't seen these guys in like 20 episodes.
Did
But
we use those?
no, you still have them.
We still have the wingwear.
Oh, why don't we just fucking glide over then? A mile's not very far.
I don't know. That is it's very high.
The winds, there's winds that blow through this valley. You get the feeling that you might be able to do that.
I totally want to glide over there.
Yeah,
Because
Okay. Well,
it has like 2 charges, doesn't it?
You have 1 charge.
I have 1 charge.
We all have 1 charge.
We can use them now to get over to. I mean, it would be kind of fitting in a story-related manner, but we could use those now to get over to our destination if we really need to.
This is really ironic.
I mean, if you want to jump, we can jump.
Yeah, I want to do this.
Are we all
did-
agreeing to this?
I did fly once, and it was a lot of fun. I'm just gonna put that out there.
What
And
happens
it's like, you're right.
if
and
I,
then you
if I
jump.
fuck it up?
Kayak case is wingsuit.
You won't. Just
Well,
like keep your arms and legs out.
Vanan jumped. He's
All right,
gone.
you guys watch as you're like, what if I fuck it up? What will happen? You watch as Vanan like leaps, like very
No!
dexterous, like dive off, and you watch as his arms go along his side, and then kind of like come out and like the
Twirl
squirrel
out.
suit wings, and he just like is gliding over there because you are significantly higher at the top of Feathergale Spire because this is down in the valley. It's higher than like where you need to go is above floor level, but he basically like sort of on like a 45, like a rocket, just.
Okay, so
I suggest I'm like, hey Igni, you go first. That way, if you start to have trouble, I can swoop in and help you.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess Igni will make the leap. I don't have to roll for it. Do I have to roll?
No, you don't.
Okay, well that's
How
good.
long is it in between them jumping and me jumping?
How long is it, guys? You watch Vanan leap
Just a
off.
few, just a few seconds, long enough for Igni to throw
Probably
the
about
ball.
like
Yeah.
25, 30 seconds.
So you at this point in about 25, we'll call it 30 seconds, you've had essentially 5 rounds of movement.
Yeah.
Which is it doesn't really use movement, but you're basically moving at about 30 feet or so. You're basically moving at about your regular 30 feet movement speed, but rather than going across, you're sort of going on like an angle down, because I think it's for every 30 feet you move horizontally, you go down 5 feet vertically is the way the glide pattern works, but you feel like there's no problem you'd be able to make the distance.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, Vanan, you
I
kind of
look
like
behind me,
you
and
look
I'm-
behind you and you see that like they're still arguing for like when you're like, well, let's go, and you're like off, and after like a good 20 seconds go by and you like look
How-
back and they're
how-
still like arguing on the
What's the range to cast a message?
120 feet.
I'll just cast right at the end. I'll just be like, "Are you guys coming?" And then it's I'm out of range.
Yeah.
Are you guys
that's-
That's it.
So what's the plan for the rest of
Yeah,
you?
we jump. I'm
Yeah,
jumping.
I'll jump.
Yeah,
I was just trying to offer some words of comfort to Igni.
I'm just going to close my eyes. It'd be fun.
All right. So, all right. So, Vanan, you are able to, due to the time you spent in the forest amongst many of the creatures, flying squirrels or otherwise, as the party leaps off, you're able. You also have a good at least 30 seconds on everybody else on figuring out how to use these things. So we'll say, for the sake of cool story, you're able to sort of kind of like straight up and kind of like slow back up, so you guys can all sort of formation up together
Okay.
as you guys come riding in. So as you guys are starting to come in, you can see where the overhang is kind of the cannon. You start to, after you're on this is a while, right? You're going about a mile at about 30 feet every 6 seconds. So that's like, what is that, 16 feet a second, something like that? No, that's not right. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm thinking of something else. 30 feet every 6 seconds, 5. So it's a while. You got a mile to go. You're going. It's like it's very exhilarating at the start, and then you're just like just coasting.
Can we talk to each other with message?
Yeah, I mean, if you yell real loud too, you could probably hear each other. Because again, it's not like you're like just fucking rocketing along. You're like, woo, 30 feet is like, it's no faster than most people walking. You guys are flying.
Okay, so it's all right.
I think Lilith would probably be pretty comfortable with this.
Yeah, Lilith, you're like, oh man, this is less effort than it is for me to fly.
Yeah, this is great. I do want to survey like can I see the little dude that Ozzy told us about yet?
When you guys start getting closer, everybody can make me perception checks.
Oof. I rolled a 4.
Oh
Nope.
my.
Got a
Bugs in
12.
my eyes.
I rolled a 24.
Damn.
All right.
I rolled a 17, and Copernicus rolled a natural 20, which is a 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a
Ozzy?
12.
Ozzy got a 12. All right. So Igni and Vanan, as you guys start getting in a little closer, you can see where this kind of crack in the canyon is, and it's sort of blocked from up above after a little while. It kind of has an overhang. And you guys start soaring in, like where you feel like you will be able to go underneath this overhang and possibly around the curve. And at this point, you two can both see there are 3 of these kind of monk-like air cultists kind of just hanging out by the door, seemingly like a guard of some kind, like an advanced guard. Currently, they do not seem to see you.
Do you tell Lilith?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wave it out
Totally.
point as much as possible to try to point it out to you guys.
Oh my god,
Bring
I want to get out
formation
my
up.
fucking longsword.
Okay.
I want to get like ready to fucking swoop in and
All
Going
right.
to kill them? Is that plan?
So
Let's
Yeah.
formation up. Let's do this.
can we? Oh my god, like
So
fire-
like, how about like me and Lilith side by side,
Mhm.
and then Igni right behind us, and then Ozzy behind Igni. So it's sort of like the 2 tanks going first.
And
And then-
what is the plan? Describe to me how this assault
Well,
is
we're
gonna
gonna
go.
land in a specific order, right? Like in terms
Yeah.
of actually.
I think you should fire arrows or throw spears, like a ranged attack
Wait,
first.
how many of
Oh,
them are
man.
there?
3.
Weaken them,
And
and
they're
then
all
I'll.
clustered together, right?
They are.
Oh,
All right.
this is so great.
I can do something right now. I can use another of my elemental powers that I haven't used yet.
Do you want to?
I kind of do.
Oh, we're all like sharing this, right?
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just
all
like I'm just
talking
ready to
telepathically.
snap.
So hold on, I have to remember what level spell it is. Because this is going to be cinematic as fuck.
Is it magic missile?
No. So they're all clustered together, right?
They are.
Okay, cool. I'm going to summon the elemental spectrum in front of me. And
While
it's
flying. Very cool.
while flying. So it's kind of like in front of me.
Yeah.
And then it flashes. And in the center of it, there is a reticle, as if it was like a sniper scope. And I'm going to cast Fireball. And I'm going to spend an extra second level spell slot to extend the range of that fireball to up to a mile.
God,
Okay.
help them. Oh my god. I just put my sword away at this point. I'm just like, oh, we're okay, this is fine.
So
just like looking at that's way cooler.
now
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead
just, like-
and
I feel super wimpy now because
go ahead and do your thing. I don't know if you're gonna boost
All right.
it or anything, but
No, I'll just do a normal fireball.
just the normal one.
Just the normal one, which I
what
think
is it,
is
66 or
8d6.
8d6?
okay. So they all roll Dex saving throws.
Right. And they do not have evasion.
Do they get surprised actually? Are they
They-
going to be
well-
surprised by this?
Yeah, this is definitely a surprise. No one expects a fireball from like a mile away.
So
Oh my god. That's pretty epic.
it's like launching a cannonball from the sky. What?
The way I picture it in my brain, because I've been on a very big Smash Bros. Kick in a while, I just imagine like the Smash Bros. Brawl Snake Ultimate, where he comes down on the ladder with the grenade launcher and he just
Yeah.
shoots stuff in at people. That's what I'm picturing now. Except it's odd. Again, can we? You roll your dice, and they all failed. But let's just paint the picture of the scene, right? So the Dancing Johns are squirrel suiting across an open chasm towards a door, and at which point they're like talking strategy about how we're going to attack, and Ozzy just like a series of elemental glyphs in various colors appears in front of him, and you watch him focus for a minute, and then like a freaking sniper rifle bullet, this tiny red bead just across this canyon almost a mile away and then and there's a delay, so you guys see this thing shoot off, and like you wait, and then like after about I don't know, probably like 30 seconds, you just see like a mile away in the distance.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and roll your damage for me, please.
So let me just tell you what I rolled. I rolled 8d6s. 7 of them were 4s.
All right, what do you got?
So I got 28 plus 5, 33 fire damage.
They're not wearing armor.
Hey, 33 health.
Oh my god.
You watch all 3 of these guys just get destroyed from this long-range fireball missile as Ozzy just takes them all out from like almost a mile away.
That was so cool.
I have to say, as soon as we land, she's gonna slowly turn around and like golf clap, just like
Yeah.
oh that.
Well, so much for approaching in stealth.
So Ozzy immediately, because he has to, like does not stick the landing, and like does that super cool thing, and then like goes to land and like trips over himself and fumbles to the ground.
I help you up.
All right, I would like to point out that you still have the wingwear. However, it is now out of charges. So it is still there. If you find a way to reactivate the charges, then you'll have it back. But right now, it's not functional.
This
Okay.
is a
Like,
awesome
fold it
idea.
up neatly and put it back in my bag.
Yeah,
of
you
holding.
just kind of like, for the sakes of being cool, you just kind of like slap your arms at like your sides, and like the squirrel suit recesses. Except like Ozzy does it, and it's like all flappy, and it's like that guy trying to get out of a parachute, you know. So anyway, you guys now are there are 3 just incinerated, basically piles of ash in front of this door. You see they didn't really have anything on them.
Oh, not anymore.
Not anymore anyway, for sure.
Sorry about that.
And
Sorry, not sorry.
The door sits before you.
And
Well,
doesn't
let's go the fuck in.
It
We're
has-
feeling confident, aren't we?
I
Yeah.
mean,
until we feel not confident.
can we just put? Can I do a little just around the corner peeking?
You peek around the corner and you can see the large stone door that you know you have to use through the 4 things. to
Okay, but
open
there's
it.
no other cultists.
No, there was only 3, and Ozzy made exactly
them.
enough work of them.
Okay. Well, this is okay. Are we ready?
Let's be quiet about it.
I agree. We
Yeah,
should
let's,
I can let's sneaky.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
I'll cast Pass Without a Trace.
Good call. Thank you.
Okay, you
Plus
guys
8.
all have a plus 10 to your stealth check.
Plus 11 for the lucky one.
Oh, I have some text I can read. An
Oh.
enormous chasm splits the earth as far as the eye can see in the pervasive subterranean darkness. A crude, narrow stairway hugs the rocks along the chasm, twisting madly in a hairpin turns around sharp outcroppings. Jagged and uneven, the stairs threaten to spill travelers into the chasm's mouth. After several treacherous miles, we're just gonna keep reading, but it's fine. The stairway terminates on a broad, flat landing that juts out over the immense black chasm. In the gloom, a lost dwarven city lays in ruins beneath the glittering cavern. The glittering cavern vault. Broken statues stand in the midst of empty plazas, staring sightlessly into the darkness. A huge step pyramid rises at the edge of the precipice, and from the moat that surrounds it, a misty waterfall whispers over the chasm's edge.
Very poetic.
Yeah, well written, I'd say.
So we open the door.
Mhm.
Beep boop. Boop. It lights up. It gets out of the way, and we walk in and see this giant, like, ancient city. And there's a platform. Is that what I got from that?
Yeah, you guys are basically on a... This was sort of like describing the way up and in.
Okay.
And now you guys are sort of in the entrance. So the carved... I'll get to this, but the carved reliefs of 2 dwarves face one another in profile to complete an arch beyond the ledge. Through the arch, the blocky contours of a lost dwarven city sprawl in the subterranean night. from somewhere within an agonized wail, followed by a breathless ramble of whimpering pleas. Then the whole city seems to join the chorus with screams of creatures mad from torment. This is what you hear as you guys.
We
get
hear
closer.
it?
Yes.
To detect good and evil.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that goes out to 30 feet. And that
Yeah.
will deal pretty much all of the things. Let me see. I'll just confirm. But I don't believe you see anything. And nothing pings within the first 30 feet. Couple
Oh,
of
that lasts for how long? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, but you can cast it at will, so you can just keep casting it.
Yeah, I basically want to.
You would drop it if you lost concentration, like for taking damage, but you can just continue to cast it over and over again. And I think it's just safe to assume that if the opportunity is there, you'll cast it throughout this whole thing.
Yes.
All right, so we'll just assume that.
Igni should have detect magic going as well.
Oh, I can do this. Wong.
Mhm.
So a couple of things, unless I tell you otherwise, assume the following about this place.
Okay.
Interior ceilings are 15 feet high, unless I tell you otherwise. So like corridors and things. The chasm that's kind of there that you saw on your way in. So like you guys are on this platform through this door, but to your immediate left is a chasm that drops down. The chasm drops beyond everyone's dark vision, so even Igni beyond yours. So it's at least 121 plus feet deep. Single doors that you'll encounter are made from stone slabs. Let's see. Okay, that is about it for generic stuff, and I'll describe the rest as we go. So you guys are there, and you hear this these kind of wails. What is it? It was an agonized wail, followed by breathless ramble of whimpering pleas and screams of echoing of screams of creatures in torment from within. And the door is in front of you.
I want to see if she can smell blood.
Make me a perception check at advantage, because you are a werewolf.
You sniff the air.
Yes. That's going to be a 12.
You don't smell any blood currently, but again, the door is still shut in front of you.
Gotcha.
You can just
We're
hear
just
this.
hearing. Oh, we're just hearing it from the opposite side. Nobody's moved the door open.
I assume no one said this is. You've gone through the large door. Now you're on a platform and there's another door.
I gotcha. Yeah, we should go through it.
Yeah, we should do it quiet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I do stealth.
Let's go.
Okay, everyone make stealth checks, please.
Plus 10.
Plus 10, yes, for pest
Plus
without trace.
A non-natural 20.
Great.
25.
16.
30.
No,
Damn,
excuse me.
Ozzy.
I lie. Hang on. Let me do the math here. That's a 16, 17 plus 27.
27. Gotcha. Okay. So, you guys are feeling significantly stealthy as you open up this door. So, it is a weird sort of kind of how would I describe it? It's like a zigzag corridor, right? Like it kind of like goes up and over and up and over and up and over and up and over. And then you follow through this, but you can kind of, the angle you're at, you can kind of walk just like a straight line, not a diagonal through it, to another door at the opposite end. Would you like to go through said door?
Should I investigate for traps and
That
such? Or...
might be beneficial. Yes.
Can I do that?
Can I keep watch?
Yeah. You can make an investigation check.
I'm not very good at this. No, a 9.
You are counting the +1 to all ability checks you get, right? Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't roll very well.
Okay, that's fine. Igni is confident that this is not trapped.
Okay. Shh.
It also does not appear to be locked. You also don't really see any, at least from this side, you don't see any locks.
Okay.
So.
Does it seem to be? Okay, let's see if I can put this. Is it lit? Does it seem that there are people here?
It's lit.
Well, there's definitely
Yeah.
something's here.
Right,
As
but
you
I mean,
heard.
does it seem like habited?
It's hard to say. I mean, you know that there's supposed to be cultists here, so there's probably people here somewhere. But nothing out of the ordinary here in the front.
Okay.
So
We should just go
Let's keep
cautiously.
moving.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
okay.
Yes.
So you guys go through this door.
I'm keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
You enter now. As you come through this door, there's a solid kind of wall to your right, a long corridor that you see after about 15-20 feet breaks off to the left, and the corridor continues down into an open area, and then basically immediately to your left as you come out of that door is another door, and you can hear faint. Actually, make me perception checks. Let's go with that.
Oh, nice. A natural 20.
7.
15.
2 + 5.
8.
Okay, you guys can all hear faint music coming from the other side of that door. It sounds like flute, or wind instrument music.
Is
faint
there
music.
a peeky hole? Can I look through like a keyhole?
These doors are dwarven stone
Oh,
doors.
that's right. You said that. You said they were
so
dwarves.
they seal shut.
So to be just so I know, these doors have just been normal doors. We haven't seen like the door that we need to like put all the things against. Yeah.
No,
right.
you did that already.
Oh, we did that.
You
Okay.
did that
That's
to
the
get
first
in.
one.
Cool.
To get into this place. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So you hear the music coming from that in there.
Should we go that direction?
Is
There
there
are other
anything-
options before you. You can keep going straight. That
Anything
it's sort of-
notable about the music?
I mean, you're hearing it through a stone door, right? So
In a
it's
dungeon.
Okay, so
it's
there's
a
that.
It's a little faint, but yeah, it does sound like, again, it's some sort of flute or fife wind type instrument music.
Okay.
I play my flute right back at it.
Oh no!
Oh wait, no, I
No.
don't. Trying to be
We're-
stealthy. I pull it
Yeah.
out and I stop.
What about? I mean, like, is the tune distinguishable? Is it of import?
I don't know if you'd really know. How would you know if it's of import?
Okay.
mean,
Lots
We can
of
just see if it's a song
songs-
we've heard before.
Yeah, lots of songs have tales and lore behind them. Some of them are highly recognizable. I mean, beware, beware, the dragonborn comes. It like tells a story. It has meaning in the moment.
So she's basically asking, is this a song we know, or is this just
Right.
a jam
Or is
set?
this somebody just dicking around on a flute?
Well, it doesn't, I guess I'll give you this, it doesn't sound like it's just one instrument. It's all wind, like flutes, but it sounds like there may be several.
There's a band. A band?
Maybe.
Chamber music.
Vanan, can I listen close? See if I might recognize
Let's walk closer.
noise.
Yeah, we can. Can we get closer to the door if we're
Sounds
not
like
already
lots of
there?
flutes.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make me perception checks again, we'll say.
19.
Natural 1.
Nah, Vanan, you're like,
Uh,
I've definitely never heard of it.
I can't
Six.
hear anything.
Well, we have, Bucky, what'd you get?
I got a 6.
I got a
Yeah.
13.
And
I got a 19.
Haha.
Does
Um,
Lilith know it?
let's see.
Been to many concerts, many
There's an
symphonies.
orchestra in
Water
there, guys.
I feel like Lilith had gone to like more like fancy.
Yeah, her parents were nobles, and,
Yeah, so you would have
probably
heard.
took a lot of music.
It, with your 19,
part of
it doesn't sound like anything you may have heard before, but it does sound like it's, even through this door, it sounds like slightly discordant. The
And
tones.
discorded. Well,
A little bit. It's hard to
I
say.
say we open the door. Didn't mean to interrupt.
yeah, I'm down. I just kind of like they don't know how to play, or this music was written to have dissonance.
That's really hard to tell. It could just be the instruments.
But I rolled really low, so.
Let's just take a look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we move the door without making noise though? It's stone.
You can certainly try. Certain door, you get the feeling basically like the ones you've encountered thus far haven't been stuck. But
Okay.
you know, if you run into a door where it is stuck, you're gonna.
Oh,
need
but you
strength
can't
to
WD-40
shove it
a
open.
stone door, so.
Mm-mm.
You could grease it with
Yeah.
some bacon grease.
So basically, these doors, this is a single door. It actually is balanced on a central pivot point. So when you push it, it kind of goes like that. So it makes like a 3-foot gap on either side when the door is straight. So furthermore, to get the feeling that it's probably hard to lock these, just the nature of the way it's designed.
Yeah.
But also because they push that way, it'll be harder to try to like push them a little bit and peek through. But also you get the feeling that if any of these are slightly off on the width, it's going to be a strength-based effort to push to shove these open. So, are we going through?
Take a peek. See what we got.
Okay. So you guys push through enough to get a peek. A stone fountain stands in the middle of a grand plaza. Its sides sculpted into the shapes of dwarves bearing drums and horns. Near the fountain, several figures in feathered attire play a shrill, discordant tune on flutes seemingly made out of bone. There are 6 people here. One is, they are all in this feathered attire. 5 of them look to be relatively, the same in appearance and attire. One, however, stands out. He is a half-elf man. In studded leather armor. The other people are wearing just straight up regular leather armor. He also seems to he has a rapier at his hip. And that is that's basically what you can tell from him, but he clearly looks to be different.
And they're just standing around playing flutes together?
Do they look like cultists?
Yeah.
They do look like cultists. The 5 look like cultists. He does as well. They're all wearing the kind of feathered attire. This one seems to be, he seems to be the one kind of in charge of this scenario, from what you can tell.
Does it seem like they're doing some kind of ritual?
No.
Passing the time, playing music.
They're just hanging out, playing some tunes?
They're jamming.
Let me tell you here, because
We're just like,
I think that this would. Let's see. Does it tell me? You really think it would, but it doesn't. All right, so he's playing on a flute as well. His is not made out of bone. And he seems to, in your quick just assessment, have some serious musical talent. The other 5 do not. Any
He's
shred
teaching
of
a
musical.
class?
This is the bard.
Go ahead and make me. You guys can. Let's see. Go
Like an
ahead and
insight?
make me medicine checks, please. The 4 of you.
Oh.
Oh my. Ooh. A dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Natural 1.
Modest.
I got a 8 also.
All right, Igni, your distinct capabilities make it very, because of the world that you live in and the things you've done, you can easily tell that the bones these flutes are made out of are human bones. Like, these are like arm or leg bones, seemingly hollowed and made into flutes. So not only do these people seem to have no shred of musical talent, they are playing on instruments. They're also playing on instruments that are seemingly not made for musical purposes.
Okay. So I come back and I say they sound bad because they're They're flutes. They are just bone, human bone. Oh
Gross.
yes, that's these.
Should we?
I'm gonna say,
them?
even though, like, I will say that. Well, I'll make a check. Let me say. Okay, so when you open up the door enough to get a good look, because of the nature of these doors, the guy who's playing the leader there, he seems to notice that there's movement there. That the door is shifting.
Haha.
We're still
And-
wearing the are we still wearing the feather suits?
Well, they're kind of. We decided that they were built into your armor.
Under, yeah.
You guys had them fitted into your normal gear.
Okay.
That's right.
So he sees you, Igni, and they stop playing, and he seems just utterly frustrated. And he sees you, and he's like, "You,
What?
come here, quick,
Oh.
come here, you." And he says, "Please, tell me you have any shred of musical talent, please. Are you skilled with an instrument? Because these buffoons lack all manner of capabilities, and it is driving me up a wall to know."
I, in fact, do. And she like whips out her finger symbols. I
You
am
guys
more of-
hear this. He says this loud enough for the rest of you all to hear.
I pull out my golden fiddle.
And my colleagues, the dancing yawns. Ting ting.
I pull out my flute, I guess.
Okay.
I come
Ozzy,
up
do you
with
have
it.
secret musical instrument talent?
I do not. I
That's
am
fine.
more of a
This
chess
is our
player.
singer, the great Ozzy.
Oh, great. Hello.
So he says, we are more of a, and he says, well, thank you, but we are more of a musical, minstrels than, so singing is not required. But I'm sure you have a lovely singing voice.
Thank you.
And he looks to the three of you and he says, please, show me what talent you have. Typically, we are a wind-based instrument. But I would love to hear. Anything is better than these troglodytes. Please.
Oh,
Do we
So-
like spin a sick fucking tune?
You guys can certainly try to. Make
are we
me-
gonna devil went down to Georgia this shit?
You guys
Your
can
guidance.
make me. If you have proficiency in a musical instrument, then you will
Actually,
add your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus plus the die roll plus the D4 guidance from Vanan.
Oh shit! Okay.
I was about to say, I think because I took performer, I do.
I think
Or
you do as well.
entertainer, it gives
Yep.
me it.
I rolled so fucking well, you guys. Oh my god.
So that.
Okay, so
plus
what
a
am I rolling and what am I adding? I'm sorry.
charisma mod plus proficiency bonus because you're proficient with musical instruments, and a D20 and then a D4 on top of that.
D20, D4.
17 total. I needed that D4.
I
Okay.
rolled a 26.
Oh my god.
Nice.
I just cool your jets.
I rip out Paganini. Fucking.
I'm gonna
Fuck
say
Devil
while
went
they're
down to Georgia. She's playing straight up Paganini, like plucking and fucking like bowing at the same time. Crazy.
20.
And he watches, and you watch as like Ozzy. You're not focused on playing, so you can make me a perception check.
sure.
I imagine we sound like that one dance episode from Avatar.
Yes.
I got a 15.
You notice like a small tear begin to form at the corner of this man's eye, and he just and he just continues, and he just seems overjoyed, and he says, "This is wonderful news." He says, "Please, you should join." He says, "My name is Windharrow. Then he kind of like looks with disdain at the other five, and he then like he gestures to the three of you, and he says, "We now are the Windwards. He says, "This is wonderful," and he says, would you like to join the band? Please say yes."
Well,
Well, you see, we kind of already have our own band thing going on, rebranding and such is so hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
You could be your wind,
we
whatever.
can collab. We can work
John.
together.
Yeah, I feel partnership,
He says,
We're
I
already
just-
contractually, signed
Obligated.
up on a record label.
I am the manager. That's everything they're saying.
This is true. He is manager.
All right, Ozzy, make me a deception check, please.
Oh God.
We've got a record deal already. We can't break the contract. You know how that goes.
He's
I
like,
got,
no,
like-
I don't know what
Wow.
a record is.
That's actually not bad. I got a 17.
Heyo.
All right. 17.
You're rolling your plus D4 for guidance. Is that applicable in this
Oh,
situation?
I get that too.
I would say probably not because
Nope.
he would have to.
I would have to touch
He
you.
would have to have touched you to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
gotcha. Sorry.
he seems to be on board with what you're saying. He says, "Listen, I've been." He says, "I need. I can't play with these idiots. They have no shred of musical talent, and I require a band to play, and I would love to offer you spots in the band, and I can provide you with the uniforms that go along with it, and you notice that these are Howling Hatred cultist robes, and also flutes as well."
Undercover.
Okay. So quick, what exactly are we playing at and for?
Do you have like a concert that you're rehearsing for? Is this like what's going on with that?
Yeah, how exactly does these work? I am game for uniforms and flutes and such, but what is it you need us to actually do, my friend?
Well,
And he says, "Well, he says I require a." He says I am a minstrel of great renown, and we serve the highest purpose within our group here. So, let me just make sure I don't misspeak here. He says, we are a subgroup, if you will, within our larger group, and we are the minstrels who play our music to help keep entertained and appease and provide the love and joy for the sound of music to our leader, of course.
Right, of course, to the leader, yes.
Can we meet that guy?
Well, of course we will meet the leader when we perform for him,
And
yes, Janet?
he says, well, you will meet her when the time is right. I obviously have work that needs to be done. Now I need to put together. And he goes, we typically prefer to do wind instruments. It's a thing, but perhaps we can accommodate some other instruments as well. That will require me to rewrite the pieces a little bit to incorporate percussion and strings as well as flutes. So that will take some time on my end, but I will hope that he says, well, now you're members of the band, so you are here, and now we can play for Lady Kalanoth when the time is right.
yeah, let's go ahead and get
Wait,
those,
did you just say, hold on, pause. Did we know that she was leader of Air Cult?
Kind of. Well, we knew that she was a person.
Well, we knew that she was
involved in the Air
important.
cult.
Yeah, but we know the
didn't
name.
what her
We-
status was.
We do know this name. And now we know she is leader of Air Cult.
Yes.
so we're all like score.
Are you saying this all out loud right in front of this guy?
No.
No. In our heads,
we
we
have
also just
like
look at
we have a
each other.
moment where we're like
Yeah.
communicating with like
I said, yeah.
gestures.
Of
We're
course,
just like
yeah.
looking around.
Yeah. So what's up with these
So if we were to
what's
say,
up with these uniforms? that
yeah,
you're
yeah,
getting
yeah,
us?
yeah, give us those and then just point us in direction of this person that is entertaining.
And he goes, "Well, since we don't want to arrive unannounced
Oh, of course.
to Lady Cannell." He says, he says, "I will," and he says here, and he basically like looks to the other five, and he's like, and like takes their, like they have clothes underneath, but he takes like their kind of initiate robes, if you will, and he gives them to
Poor
you,
things.
and he's just like, he says, "Well," he says, "don't worry, it won't be a problem. We won't have to worry about them."
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay.
He says,
Sounds foreboding.
he says, he says, "I will need some time. And this is my," he says, "you're welcome to stay, but I'm going to just be," and you see him like pull out like a notebook and like a quill, and you see that it is lined paper with basically musical lines, where he has like the performance written down, and he says, this place for the architecture and the acoustics in this particular area are perfect." And he's like, this place provides me the most inspiration, so I will remain here to, at least for the time being, to rewrite the score to fit in these new instruments. He says, "You're more than welcome to stay here, but I
feel we should give you space so that you can concentrate on what you have to do. We should take our leave.
Right, but those uniforms, we should
yes, Igni, yes.
take those with us.
Oh, what's your name?
He says, "My name is Windharrow."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said that already. Cool. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
So what is there to do down here when one is not performed?
Yeah, where are we supposed to go?
And he says, I'll be honest with you. As long as we're able to play, I don't particularly care where you end up, as long as you come find me and we are able to play our.
Well, what's our time limit? Like, when do you need us to get back here?
True.
He says, "Well, we have a short concert to play, and I need time to rewrite this." And he says, "I think I could probably have this rewritten, and we'll also need time to rehearse so that we are ready to go. We're not going in cold." He says, "I think I could probably have this rewritten in about 2 hours. That should be enough time, I think."
2 hours. Okay.
Oh, cool. We'll find our way back here.
Yes,
And he
back here.
says, "Wonderful. Then I shall see you in 2 hours for our first rehearsal."
Very good. I leave.
And you guys leave. Even though you didn't really ask for them, you have these bone flutes as well as these new uniforms. So, you exit out of that room. The music you had heard before is no longer playing. And in this room now, as you exit out the door, you can continue back to the right, leads to where you were. And the door you kind of came in on, and to the left leads down a hallway. You can see about 10 feet to your, looking out to the left, about 10 feet up on the left, the hallway kind of goes back, kind of deeper into the cavern. And then about 5 feet past that, it sort of opens up and continues down lengthwise, and then back, in other areas. So
I'm definitely going to put this cultist robe on.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna take a second to do the same.
I'm going to say, well, that was pretty successful.
Yeah, that was very easy.
Good job, guys.
Yep.
We-
High fives.
And upon closer inspection, now that you have these confirmed, these are absolutely human bones.
So, what? We're just going to walk in and perform for this, cult leader, and then
It'll give us a chance to maybe see what's going on here. We are kind of going in blind, so that might be helpful in getting.
No, I
information.
totally agree with you. I just, if we have opportunity with her alone, should we just go ahead and, ixnay that whole situation?
I feel like this is kind of a situation where we should probably get information because what we discover here could help understand what's happening in the other places. Maybe we should hold on that until absolutely necessary.
So no killing first.
No killing just yet.
Just okay.
See if we can get info.
All
if things
right.
get crazy, then we
All
can start
right.
killing.
No killing right away. Okay.
Not yet. Let's
Oh.
keep going down and exploring.
Which way would you like? So you got to go left if you want to go deeper in. So you walk out and you go left, and you can see a hallway goes kind of deeper in, or there's other areas. There's like a pathway that seems to curve back around towards like a door you didn't see previously on the hallway you came in on, and then the rest of the compound continues further to we'll call it to the east. And you, you haven't heard. Actually, kind of towards the end of the hallway, back towards where you guys came, you hear kind of the sounds of anguish and screaming.
Can we follow these? I would like to find out more about
Yeah.
anguish. Yeah.
Yeah, let's follow that and see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you guys continue down that hallway, kind of back towards the front, a squat stone gatehouse stands at the entrance, and this seems to be, you came through the gatehouse, and this seems to be the back corner here. And basically there's a door there, and you hear the sounds seem to be coming from beyond there.
Should we sneaky peeky?
Let's sneaky peeky.
Yeah.
Sure, Digny.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
All of us?
Sure, whoever's doing it.
Okay. Oh, a 20. So 11, 22. 22.
Plus-
And we still get the bonus?
Only 18.
32.
So you look through, and inside this room, kind of like seemingly giggling, it's hard to say, are four, maybe about 3 to 4 foot tall creatures, but they look as though they are some sort of weird humanoid raven or crow. They have beaks and feathers, and they look like little bird people. And the sounds of screaming seem to be coming from them.
Oh.
Like they're like laughing and it sounds like screaming?
They are seemingly they're replicating sounds of anguish and cry and whimpering and things like that.
Are they just sitting on the floor doing this?
Well, they were kind of like, they looked like they were peeking out, and you guys kind of came through this hallway.
Right.
And you noticed that on their side, it was basically like arrow slits that they could, like shutters, and they're a little too short to see in. So like they're kind of like, they seemingly are being possibly, it may be an insight check. Actually, let's
Oh my
go that way.
god. Inside us. Oh, well, I crit failed.
Yeah, they were just weird. Oh, Vanan's there too. Vanan, you can make me an insight
Listen,
check.
anybody? Because this is fucking weird.
18.
They seem to at least have been initially doing this in a sort of jeering or mischievous way.
So they're like mocking us?
Like
Maybe.
mockingbirds?
Are they
Did
mockingbirds?
they see us
I
come
say
in?
hello.
Well, now they see you and they turn around. They're like, "Huh?"
Them-
And they look at you,
I pull the door closed really quickly.
and their eyes go kind of wide.
We're allowed to be here.
Yeah.
It's true.
So I guess any Lilith, you can make me a history check.
That's gonna be a 14.
Okay, yeah, you would know that these creatures are Kenku. Kenku are bird-like people that were once a flighted race that had been, like, through one reason or another, their flight had been stripped from them, and that's essentially like the race's lofty life goal is to get that back. But they are incapable of speech as a normal person is. They can only speak through mimicry, and speak through sounds and phrases and things that they've heard before.
So they've probably heard these screamings and things, and that's the.
All right, well, I relay all of this to you guys, and I'm going to cast tongues. Will that work?
I will stop you there so you don't waste it. They don't speak in a language.
Because of
really.
their beak.
Well, they don't. The way they work is they don't really speak in a language in and of itself. Like Vanan said hello, so they can say hello, but whether it actually means hello or something literally anything else.
Got it. Okay.
If the best way I can describe it is if you think of Bumblebee from the first Transformers movie, how his voice box didn't work and he can only speak in radio clips. That's essentially how they are.
Oh, okay. So they can have intention behind.
They can have intention, but they were echoing these screams, these wails, these whimpers, pain and suffering sounds. And again, the nature of the way they work is they can only do that if they've heard that.
Got it. Gross.
So should we open the door up again?
That room, when you looked in there, that was basically all it was. It was just that little area where they were seemingly kind of being mischievous and making noises. Yeah.
I mean, do you want to talk to them?
Nah.
They weirded me out. I did not like it. Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know what their purpose here is, especially since they can't fly.
Creepy.
Right.
A tome that would tell us how to kill a mockingbird.
So you guys continue back the way you came, and now you're proposed with going straight ahead down a long corridor. Or to the right, you can see the hallway kind of keeps going to the east and elsewhere deeper into the compound, but you can also see two doors to the right you have not been through.
Can we peeky in those if they're closer?
It's sort of
just along the way?
Yeah, it's either you go straight kind of up towards the direct center, and you can kind of see there are obelisks down this hallway, or to the right is sort of, another path that seems to go more around the outside rather than straight up the middle, and there are two doors kind of off of the walls that lead down this hallway. I'll work to provide a map for next time.
Eeny, miny, miny, that one.
Okay, which is...
Pick the one on the right, and I'm going to creak it open.
Okay, so you go to the one on the right. So these buildings are more or less intact, although the furnishings and decorations have long since been removed. Shards of rubble, broken pottery, and bits of bone litter the floor. This, as you look down here, let's see, is that... Yes, seems to be what you would gather to be some kind of maybe living quarters or something like that.
Oh, like barracks?
Maybe not. Maybe that's what they're being used for, but they're not traditionally designed. Like, you walk into this, and there's a table with 4 chairs to your right. There's like a dresser to the left, and there's a bed in here. Like, this is its own self-contained room, seemingly.
Oh,
A
person lives here.
A bedroom, and then there's a door that leads out of it deeper in, kind of out of this room, or you can go back out the way you came.
So there was a chest. There's anybody in it?
There's nobody in the bed, and
there's a chest. We're searching it quickly.
It's just like
Detect magic.
Detect magic is up. Detect good and evil is up. It doesn't appear to be that. Now there's there's 8 gold coins about the dresser in pants pockets and stuff. If you loot through it real quick.
Okay, but there's nothing in the chest itself. It doesn't.
Well, it wasn't. I'm sorry, it wasn't a chest. It was a.
It's a dresser.
Chest of drawers. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's it. If there doesn't look to be anything terribly valuable, then I'm not that concerned about it.
No, not.
I was thinking like a chest.
No. Sorry. There's a door leading out, like the door you came in, and the door that leads deeper in. It's your call.
Turn around, look at the group. Well, how far do we stray from the music director? We don't have
mean,
long.
Yeah, 2 hours isn't very long. I don't know. Maybe just go to the end of the hallway, and if it keeps going, we'll turn around.
Okay, that sounds good.
So you guys were gonna go to the door that's here, or go back out?
So there's a door connected to the room that I currently peeked in, this bedroom, and then there's
Yes,
the
and
main
then-
hallway that has another door.
And there's a door basically where you are looking at this door. There's another door
Right.
across the hall.
Yeah.
Let's like check out the bedroom one, because then if it's just like a closet or another chamber, that'll
okay.
be
Let's check that out.
done,
That's fine.
and then we can
Alright.
go to the
Can we
Okay.
check the
So
room
you go
connected?
through that door. It is a 20-foot hallway, and there's another door.
Oh.
Keep.
Well,
Down the rabbit hole we go.
I say before we continue this way, because it seemingly might lead us further into somewhere we might
Room.
not want to go. Let's
yeah,
see
go
what's
back.
in the other room, and then if there's nothing there, we can keep going down here.
Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna backtrack and go check it, Ted.
Okay, you
Check
go
the
back.
other
You check
hallway.
across the hall there. You open
Completion
the-
is struts.
Yeah, that's fine. You go through that. Two massive stone pillars thread holes in the floor and the ceiling of this vast chamber.
Wow.
Stone crossbeams pierce the pillars to form spokes, creating giant wheels. Two robed figures whip 5 sorry-looking humans into pushing against the crossbeams of the westernmost wheel with all their might. As the wheel turns slowly counterclockwise, you hear the grinding of enormous gears hidden deep below the stone floor. There are the 5 people pushing this kind of wheel and turning it, and there are 2 people in feathery robes, better, nicer robes than the ones you are currently wearing.
Well, that's uncomfortable.
I
Yeah,
was
let's
like, I
slowly
creak
back
that
out.
door close.
Prestidigitation, I make my robes nice and clean and nice.
Nicer.
I
That
see their
is,
robes, I look at my robes, and I see
that
their
is-
robes.
Yeah.
I
They're
look at my robes, and I'm
serving.
just like, they don't wash these or something?
Okay. This grinding is we've heard this before. Haven't we, Ted?
This particular grinding?
I feel like at one point we heard this standing outside of a door.
Not one of these doors here.
Oh no, that was with the Earth cult.
Different set of doors.
Different set of doors, correct. Okay. What do you think they could be? All the pushing.
I know.
And you could tell it definitely was turning something below the floor, right? Like this was essentially a gear that they were pushing and it was doing something. What you don't know.
I say we
Okay.
don't disrupt it for now.
Then
I
you gotta
agree.
push
Remember
the
it.
5 people
We'll
kind
come
of
back
being
later.
whipped to push it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there
5
were
people?
5 people kind of pushing this wheel. So you got like, imagine a central spoke with 5 like with beams off of it, and people are pushing those, like they're in a circle pushing the walking around and like pushing this, and it's turning something else below the floor. And there were 2 people in the nicer, more advanced, as if they've been in deeper in the cult than you robes, kind of lashing them to keep them.
Yeah. All right. So you got people doing that, and we're in a place that looks the way it does. I feel like I gotta roll a wisdom check or something.
And roll an insight
sure.
or something.
You want to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Or like,
Yeah, for sure.
it's a little weird. Not too good. +2. That's 12. I mean, I don't know. It's not.
Okay. No, it's not bad, but this was a large portion of your life for a while,
Yeah.
and deeply traumatic. So it's nothing crazy. But you guys watch, like, as you back out of that, like you look in that room, and as you guys all back out, you're like, all right, well, that was weird, but let's not disrupt it. Let's keep going, having very practical conversations You just notice that like Vanan he's unresponsive and has sort of like retreated back into his own subconscious and just has like a eyes slightly open, but like just not, he's not in this moment right now, and he's like he's out of it. Like something happened. This imagery did something.
Vanan,
Venom?
are you okay?
You there?
Vanan.
Lilith remembers a conversation that she and Vanan had back in Neverwinter, and she's gonna kind of just like, this is a gentle and tenderness from Lilith you haven't really seen before. So she just kind of like gently grabs his shoulders and like pats him into consciousness.
I'm okay. I don't think we should walk away though.
You want to check in?
I just thought about it. I was just thinking about it just now.
Why is this?
Well, because I don't think I'm cool with that.
I know none of us are cool with that, but it would not be advantageous.
That's true.
For us to do anything like that right now.
Nobody says we cannot come back and dick stab the shit out of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these guys are getting dick stabbed in their sleep.
It's true. We just need
Trying
to
to-
keep
You
cover.
can do the honors.
We're trying to get a layout of the land. Keep a low profile for now. We are
Yeah.
going to fix this.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. We don't like this. We'll stop it.
I
Now
just
might not be the best time for that.
Mm-hmm. Especially
Okay.
if we get a super open shot with the leader of this.
this is true. Yes, see.
Yeah.
I like Okay, so we check what door and bedroom now? Like don't long hallway to
Well, and yeah, you guys came out of that room, and there's the hallway continues down and then curves up. I will call it to the north if we do calendar directions.
How are we doing on time?
You guys have only been like since you left Windharrow, it's only been like 5-10 minutes.
Oh, whoa. Okay, yeah.
I mean,
let's
you
not
guys
take
are
that.
like, it's not taking that. It's taking time IRL, but it's not taking time in game to walk down a couple.
Then I'd like to check the long hallway with the door that's connected to the bedroom.
Okay.
Before
Yeah.
we keep going.
So you go down and you open up that door, and it is reminiscent of the room you are currently in, as if this is some kind of bedroom.
Does it look like there's another door on the other side? Like I could rightfully assume this is a set of individual bedrooms.
Yeah, there is another door leading out of this room. So these two rooms are connected by this hallway. There's another door leading out of this room.
Can I just peek into that door and see if it's a repetition?
When you peek out that door, it opens up into a larger hallway. And you look out, and to your left, there is another door, like on the same wall that you're currently on.
Okay.
To the north, there is another door.
Okay.
The hallway curves, it kind of goes past that door and further north, and the hallway curves back around to the left. Just using your intuition, it seems like where you are now goes back kind of where you just were. Like they sort of like
It convenes almost in a loop. Okay. Yeah, I come back and kind of just report to the group. I'm like, it looks to be these are just bedrooms. There's nothing special here. We are looking for anything of note. It's not going to be in these rooms.
All right. Let's just
And
keep going down the hallway then.
Okay. So you guys continue down the hallway. There's a door straight ahead of you, and one as the kind of curves to the north. There's a door on that far wall, and then the hallway continues to the east. So you kind of come down and they're going up, and the hallway goes this way, and there's a door here and a door here. I will get a map. I couldn't do a map for it this time because I didn't know where you were going to go or what you were going to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable. We don't really ever know where we're gonna go, what we're gonna do, Ted. So
Yeah, it's like we could be going.
we don't blame you.
And you know what? Cultists better go to Icewind Dale. Fuck it. All right, sure. Let's go
Yeah.
up there then. Anyway, so which door would you like to go in?
Let's go with the one that's south first, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
that seems
down.
reasonable.
Did anyone just have blue jeans crash like 3 times in a row?
What?
Oh, okay, that's just me. Never mind.
It's just you. Hey. Okay. Yeah, this is another bedroom, and guess what? There's nobody in it again. You guys have the best luck when it comes to not having things appear.
Awesome. Let's
So,
check the North door.
It's like we have the random encounter setting set way low.
Yeah, like I accidentally hit the wrong button in the code where it's just like, oh, I put a period when there's like I put a comma instead of a period.
Yeah.
So nothing works. Okay, so in here, in this room, this is not a bedroom, this door to the north. Frescoes cover 2 walls of this chamber, one depicting the creation of the dwarves by Moradin, the other a massive battle between orcs and dwarves. The far wall is pocked and pitted with holes in the masonry. Gemstones were once surrounded an altar in the shape of an anvil. Now only the chipped remnants of garnets and agates remain. In the middle of the room, 3 bird-headed creatures torment a group of shackled prisoners.
Oh. What kind of prisoners? Are they all human?
Shackled human prisoners, 5 of them. And there are 3 bird people, similar to the ones you saw before, tormenting. One is actually doing the tormenting. The other 2 are mimicking the cries of agony generated by the people being tormented.
Hold my hoops. Someone's got to stop Vanan. It's not.
Okay. I'm gonna grab him. Shh.
You guys know you're really only able to peek through this door without being caught because of the screams.
Okay. But we're in cultist robes, yes?
You are.
Yeah, but I still don't know if we're supposed to be like just
This is like the
the interns getting into like the upper floors of the building. Lilith's gonna like gruffly grab Vanan, and we're gonna back the fuck out and turn around.
Vanan, I'd like you to make another wisdom saving throw for me, please.
That's another 12.
All right, it's the same thing. You're like, come on, Vanan, and he's just like, Vanan, you're finding it like you're getting lost in your memories, but you're finding that increasingly difficult to be just pulled away from this and not go in to help these people. This is the second group of people you've seen being tortured here. Like the last ones were being forced to work and lashed. These people are being actively tortured with hecklers who are repeating the voices perfectly of what their cries sound like.
Yeah, it's
Pretty disgusting. But we need this opportunity.
we do. Vanan knows that. He's doing his best.
So, do we leave these people to be tortured
For now.
and continue on? All right. Where to next?
I think I kind of want to stop exploring at this point because I'm like,
I am to a speech concerned that I don't know if I can continue to watch them torture people without making or taking
Right.
action.
It's like, how many more of these are we gonna run into?
You don't know, but you know that this place is significantly larger. Like this is maybe a quarter of the area you've been in.
I think that realistically speaking, that kind of unsettling shit and then trying to get into like a mental state to play music, we might need to decompress a little bit and just like, okay.
Okay, so
The hallway continues to the right and then further wraps around
So how about
to
this?
the north.
We don't look at any more rooms. We just walk down to the end of the hallway, see what's there, walk back.
it's cool.
Keeping
Okay.
note of what's where, and we can
Yeah,
see all
let's
the
do it.
rooms, and we walk to the end. When we get to the end, we go, okay, we're here, and we walk back.
Okay. You walk down this hallway, past the door, go to the north about 30 feet. It curves to the left, or to the west. You walk down there. There's another door. And to the north, something different.
Oh,
To the north, cracked flagstones of ultramarine marble pave this plaza. An avenue to the east ends at a wall of fallen masonry and stone. To the west, a pillared colonnade stretches across a moat to a step pyramid. So you see, essentially, this is basically a water kind of filled moat area, and there is this stepped pyramid that sort of goes to the west, and a pillared colonnade across a moat to a stepped pyramid. To the east is basically a collapsed wall. And here, there is someone laboring and working. He's carving boulders with stone carving tools. He is donned. He has a what has he got? A torn vest and ragged pantaloons. And he sort of looks like... Where am I going here? A little bit further back. Sorta looks like that.
Sick.
But he's clearly been worked hard, and it is pretty beat up here. And he's carving stone.
He's also looks to be a cultist.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I just wanted to. Should we say something?
We think we
Do
should
I
look around to see if
do I
there's
know what it
anybody.
is?
I don't think you guys would know what it is. It seems like a
We
blue
should make sure there's
dude
no like
with a...
overseer.
He's a blue dude with like a turban that's kind of like it's actually the turban's gone, and he's like in a ragged vest and torn pants, and he seems to be working tirelessly to shape the stone.
Do I recognize it from like Volos? I meant. Like,
Oh, from Volos,
From what I
having
was reading
read
about.
it. You can make me an Arcana check.
okay. That's not too bad. 16.
You would guess, yeah, based on what you... It's hard to say, but, you know, this may be racist to assume just based on the color and the attire, but you think this might be a djinn or a djinni.
Oh, is it an elemental?
It is an elemental. So
Ah.
Lilith, your detect good and evil will ping that this creature is an elemental. And Igni, it will ping that it is a magical creature.
Oh, how close are we to this thing?
I don't know, 30 feet ish.
30 feet. Does my lantern go off too? Then
Yes, I guess it would, huh? Because it's an elemental. And it would
Elementals
be-
are also my new favorite enemy.
So you would know that it's as well. This is a air elemental.
We all simultaneously go to say, this is a...
And you all are like, oh, this is a thing. And everybody has basically some knowledge that this is definitely an elemental, it is magical in nature, and it seems to be tied to the airplane. The air plane of existence, not an airplane, like for flying from place to place.
I thought he was literally tied to an airplane.
The elemental plane of air. Do you guys say anything, or are you just like, that's weird, bye?
I am a little not good with messing with it. You know what happened the last time we messed with elemental?
I don't know. He looks like he's working against his will.
But I don't. Do we just talk to it? We ask it how it's feeling today?
I mean, yeah, we could figure out what's happening, why he's working. I don't think.
ask questions, potentially, maybe get answers. We don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
we're all
this
wearing the
seems like
robes, so
Okay,
He might
look
not
like you're
trust
doing
us.
you're right. If there's a hood or like whatever I gotta do to look the part, I'm gonna step up. Excuse me, Mr. Elemental. I, as one of the cult, demand you to speak to us.
Can I say in primordial? Hey, what's up, man?
That
I'll
too.
also say in primordial. Hello.
So he's like, he stops momentarily and he hears this outburst from Igni, and he like just has this like, oh god, like look on his face, and like when you two speak to him in primordial, it kind of catches him, like, well, that's not, too common here, although not uncommon. And he looks to you all and he's like, I'm working. That's what my task is to
Of
work.
course it is, because we put you to this task.
He says, no, you didn't.
No, I more in a larger cult sense. We, the cult, put you in. I look back to my group like,
What she said. In primordial.
do you like what it is you do for us?
And he's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, no, I
have-
was being serious.
He's like, I have no choice.
So
You should know this. You're part of the cult.
I do know this. I'm just saying, if we were to give you, I don't know, free will, what is it you would do?
And he like looks at you like, and he's just like, make me a persuasion check.
Ooh. Quickly.
Hey, Ted.
Yeah.
I have another wisdom check.
Yes.
I didn't realize that he was
27.
I got a 9.
Oh.
So
I don't know how you want to. Okay, 27 was your persuasion.
Correct.
I don't know how you want to handle this, Bandit. But,
I don't know either.
well, we can think about it. Let me tell you what happens, and you can go from there. And he just like look. He stops working for a second, and he says, I don't know who you guys are, but if you think that you can truly be successful against this larger cult, and you can free me, well, that would be great. Do you think that that's something you're capable of doing?
We do
Well,
not
this-
know what it is you speak of.
Lilith is like, yeah.
So he's like, all right. So
She can't lie. She sucks at it. She's just like, yeah.
He's like, listen.
Have we seen
Yeah.
anybody?
What?
Have we seen like anybody? Is there anybody in the hallways?
You haven't, because I've been rolling, and you just haven't encountered anyone. There's a table.
We
I
just
roll-
literally haven't. So
I roll every 10 minutes to see what you encounter. And so far, you've encountered no one. Every
so
time.
these hallways are empty. Can we just be like, hey man, you just leave?
And he says, no, I can't. I'm bound.
Right, we knew that because
He
we are
says,
cultists.
there's a horn. He says,
Oh!
there's a king of the Belsimer dwarves, way back when, possessed a horn that could summon me once every 101 years. And by the power of that horn, I was obligated to complete a single service or task. He says the leader of this, whatever this is, Arisi Kalanoth, found that horn and summoned me and gave me the task to restore this city to its former dwarven glory.
That is a large task.
A task of which I have continued to labor endlessly, and I see no end of that in sight. I
Okay.
work carving masonry, statuaries, and flying them through the cavern, reconstructing the city block by block.
So how do we free you from this? Do we sound horn again?
He says, if you attack this Arisi Kalanoth, and she's unaware of the scenario, if you attack her and she thinks things are dire, and she uses the horn to summon me, that will free me. Or if you can
Oh.
find the horn and sunder it, that will also free me.
Okay. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I have to go teach children at like
Yeah.
6 a.m.
That's fine. So he will say, that's what he'll tell you. And I guess we'll end tonight here in the midst of a genie as the party figures out what they want to do, having explored maybe a quarter of the whole thing. And there's 3 more of these.
Oh my god.
So, thank you guys so much for watching, everybody that came to hang out. I guess we'll go around the room and say what's going on with everybody. So, Brittany, who are you, and where can people find things about you on the interwebs?
Well, as you guys know, I play Lilith in this sweet show, and I also play Arnadella for Venture Maidens. We always stream on Wednesdays, so you can catch us doing After Hours or Venture Maidens episodes on Wednesdays. And I'm primarily active on Instagram at Visual Warlock with a Z.
Alrighty. Chelsea, what about you?
I'm Little Red Dot. I play a lot of tabletop RPGs across tons of channels. You can check me out on the North by Northwest podcast, which I talked about earlier tonight, here on Mondays. Thursdays, I'm joining the cast of Unmade Gaming for a new D&D homebrew campaign. Fridays, for the next 3 Fridays, you can catch me over on the Greyhawk channel playing through Queen of the Spiders. And on Saturdays, you can catch me on Roll For It for the Vampire the Masquerade in the afternoons. And in the evenings, I am DMing a brand new session called The Birthright of the Pomage over on the Greyhawk channel. We are exploring the history of the Great Tarashmak. That's my fall schedule. Check it out.
Very cool. Bucky, what about you?
Hi, I'm Bucky. Normally I play Vendalar Greymire on the Taking Initiative podcast. You can find Taking Initiative on Twitter at TI_pod. You can find me on Twitter at Bucky_Masters. We just released, just came out today. We released the first episode of a series that we're doing called Meanwhile in Barovia, which runs in conjunction with our Strahd campaign. We already released one's DM by my friend Drew. Now are the ones that I DM'd, which is called The Marionette, and it features Sage from the Venture Maidens. It also features Jonathan from the Dungeon Drunks and Casey from the Lucky Die. Also cross podcast stuff. Me, Josh, and Drew from from Taking Initiative just did a cross podcast thing with the Lucky Die, where 2 of us played horses, and it was a ton of fun.
Cool.
And yeah, you can find more information about all that stuff at thespark.network.
All right, very cool. And Davis, do you have a thing that Lex told you to say this
He
time?
didn't. He didn't tell me to say anything.
Lex, slacking on the job.
He will want
Yeah,
you to
right?
say something, though.
So I'm gonna say, watch Dank Dungeons TV. Check it out soon
Where can we find that TV?
on Dank Dungeons TV at YouTube. Also, Dank Dungeons TV on Twitter and Facebook. We're all Dank Dungeons TV. That is us. Thank you.
Very
Check it out.
cool.
Check it out soon. We should have episodes soon of the show that we do.
There
This
you
is
go.
Dennis.
And I'm Ted. This is Nerd Immersion. We did a lot of stuff at the beginning, but I did want to say that all of you who've been following the progress of my gaming table, I have filmed a large portion. There will be time-lapse stuff, and I've done a lot of back and forth, just kind of panning to the camera, telling you guys stuff about the process and how it's being done. For those of you who are curious, the table that I'm building, which has bells and whistles you don't necessarily need to have, grand total will run you about $250, not counting tools and fasteners. But so you can build the table that I'm building for about $250, which is obviously $800+ cheaper than 90% of gaming tables on the market. And you can custom build it to your needs, to your space. I'm also very open to suggestions if people have questions or things they want to ask about the process. And I am by no means an expert woodworker. I just like to do that kind of stuff as a hobby. So there are people that do it better than me, but I have a working knowledge that I've picked up over the years, so that's what I'm doing. But I'm not going to talk too much more, but I did say, I mean, if people want to jump off, they can. But we did say, I said I'd throw one more question, question out for you guys. So If you could play a one-shot with any people in the world, who would you play with, and who would DM?
You have to be alive.
Yeah, it says in the world, so we'll say alive.
At
People
least
in the
Vin
world
Diesel.
currently. What?
At least Vin Diesel. He would be the DM.
You stole that from me. I have the biggest crush on him.
Too late.
Holy shit.
I would want to play with Dan Harmon.
That would be a really
Also,
good
Dan Harmon
Felicia
Well,
would be
Day.
a player.
who would be? Let's pick your table, right? You got you, players, or I don't know who you could be the DM, you could be a player, but we'll say what's the table in your dream game, your dream one shot. What's the table?
Okay. Yeah. Vin Diesel, Felicia Day, Satine Phoenix. Oh, some really great actor that's like not a player.
I've thought about that a lot.
like a really great actor that's like not acclaimed D&Der, but like somebody like also like Paul Rudd or somebody
He'd
that like doesn't
probably be
take
down.
life too seriously. You know what I mean?
I would want J.K. Rowling at my table.
Oh, that's a
Ooh,
really good one.
nice.
That's a
Yes.
really good one. Yeah. And then as for DM, I don't know. I'd have to really think about that.
Neil
But you'd
Gaiman.
want to be a player.
Ooh, Neil
Oh.
Gaiman for sure.
Oh, Neil Gaiman's a
Ooh.
good choice.
Yes.
Ooh.
Fuck
that's a
it.
really
Just,
good
let's go ahead and throw what's his name in there too. Oh my god. What?
Frank Miller?
No.
That's the only one I can think of for some reason.
Fucking Beetlejuice and
Tim Burton.
Oh, Tim Burton.
yeah, Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Oh,
would be-
man.
I was gonna say Tim Horton, and I'm like, that's not
He's
it.
so weird at the table.
Gotta get some
It'd be
coffee.
great.
Tim Horton.
I know. I was like, Tim Horton.
What
I
about
think
you?
I know my DM. I'm more traditional. It's kind of a dream of mine if I was ever be able to be DM'd by Matt Mercer.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So, of course, Matt Mercer. And I would honestly love to see Keanu Reeves play D&D.
oh, that would be a good one too. That's another crush of mine. We have three, in fact, of my crushes at one table. I don't think I can handle it. Between Paul Rudd, Vin Diesel, and I don't. Wow. I don't think
I
I'd
would put
actually.
Antonio Banderas because like
Guillermo
that
del
would be
Toro.
super fun.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, that's also a very
Del
good.
Toro
one.
would be a good
Toro
one.
would be good. He'd probably be a really good DM. He's great at
Probably.
storytelling.
Yeah, I would. I
He
would buy
might be
that.
my DM.
Yeah.
About a
Um,
year ago, I would have said Tarantino would be fun. It would be like the most gory graphic. But
That'd
now
have to be
I
a World of Darkness campaign, I think.
Yeah, it would have to be something. Yeah, yeah.
So mine, I'd actually want a DM.
Oh,
I'd want to
okay.
be the DM, and my
Patrick
group.
Stewart?
That would be a good one. The one I picked for my 4 when I did it on the social medias was I'd want a DM for Chris Perkins, Matt Mercer, Jerry Holkins, and Joe Manganiello. Like I'd want to play with people.
I
I'd
thought
wanna-
about Joe too.
I'd want to run a game for people who love D&D. Like Joe Manganiello is just such a big D&D nerd. I'd like to just have him at a table because I feel like whatever I said, he'd love it. And then the other 3 are almost always DMs.
Yeah.
So I'd like to give them an opportunity to play.
See, I'd love to bring people that don't like Snoop Dogg.
Well,
Snoop-
I thought I was sitting there thinking about who doesn't. And I was like, I don't know how he'd feel, but like Bruce Campbell. Like I
Oh, that
love
would
Bruce
be
Campbell, but I also could feel like him just being like, I don't get it. Like I just don't like he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like he'd be very candid about how much he doesn't know what's going on and doesn't care. But yeah, it would be interesting to pick people like that don't like probably know too much
Maybe
about it. Like
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover
You
probably.
get out of my head, Davis. I was just thinking that. I saw him in concert.
I was gonna say I saw
Yeah,
it
on Thursday.
Yeah,
He was-
Bruce Campbell I think would also be bored. So I'd be like Patrick Stewart would be good. I feel like because he's a good character. Like he's a good.
I would
actor.
actually choose Ian
He's a great
McKellen before
character.
Patrick
He's a
Stewart.
perfect player.
Ian McKellen I
Oh.
think would be more into D&D.
Yeah,
Why not just
Yeah.
have both of them at the
Yeah,
table?
we gotta
They're
have both of
right
them.
off each other,
the
so-
world would implode. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
like that's like black hole theory type shit. You get both of the 2 greatest like male actors of our age, like of our like lifetime, at one table to play D&D together. No, black hole.
You know what would be interesting would grab like a cast of people that were in the Lord of the Rings movies. Like
Oh,
Viggo
you
Mortensen,
Mortensen.
Ian McKellen,
Elijah Wood.
Orlando Bloom, Elijah Wood, like and have that be the table.
Yeah.
To see how like would they pick a character similar to who they played? Would they pick something different? How
Mm.
would that go?
That'd
That-
be
Guys,
That
I
would
have
be
to
cool.
pull the plug.
Go, baby.
I really want to keep this discussion going, but I'm gonna jump too far into it, and it'll be even harder to stop. I'm so sorry.
Go have fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Date. Bye.
Love you guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Maybe
Sounds
Killer
good.
Mike.
Someone said Kevin Smith in the chat. That'd be good.
Oh, Kevin Smith would be a good one.
I was actually gonna say if it wasn't D&D related, I would love to have Stan Lee run a game of Masks.
Ooh, okay. Stan Lee, that'd be good.
Stan was also, I had thought about him too. He's poor man. It's just so old.
I know.
Poor man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really tough one, right? Because it's like, do you pick people that like like D&D and be super into it, or do you pick like?
Do you try to
just,
teach a group of people?
Like,
You know what?
just like randos who don't.
Okay,
know.
that actually okay. If I answer this question, I answer it in two ways. No, I'm going to both play and I'm going to DM. If I play, I would have a table of people, and if I was going to DM, I would have a totally different table of people.
Yeah, no. If I had to DM, I'd want all of my players to be, I don't know, players.
I'd want to like teach them how to play because that's always my DM styles. I love to like bring new people into the fold. So I'd love to like if I was DMing, I would have a table with like an Ian McKellen and a Paul Rudd and people that like aren't acclaimed gamers. And then if I was playing though, my table I play with would be more like Vin Diesel and Joe and Matt Mercer. So that's my like selfish want to play with those people. And then my desire as a DM to be like, I want to sit at a table with really famous, amazing people that I worship the ground they walk on. And I want to teach them how to play D&D with me.
On a selfish level, I feel like if I were to run a game for like the people I talked about, right, like Joe and Chris and all these people, and I sit there and I'm like, if I do a really good job, like that probably puts you in a really good spot.
Yeah,
right?
like
yeah,
there's no high like that.
if I run a well-written one shot that I create and it's like, and I go all out and I put all this effort and this creativity into this one shot and tap into things like here's a puzzle and there's like a physical prop puzzle for them to do and that kind of stuff, I'd be like, I could be the one shot that Matt Mercer and Chris Perkins talk about. Like, holy shit, remember that one shot with that guy Ted?
Yeah,
like that would be really cool. And then, like, I also feel like, again, on a selfish level, maybe I get a phone call at some point down the road for a consultation or something.
Yeah, selfishly.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back here tomorrow in that room over there playing D&D with my homebrew group. And I'm gonna go finish building a table now that once we get off here. So. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.